Love Sports Grill and their 7 amazing locations. Check out the Bird Road location at 11481 Southwest 40th Street in the back corner of the West Bird Shopping Center. Sports Grill is also now offering some great employment opportunities. All kinds of positions are now available from kitchen to hosting. Call for more information at 305-485-8845. From wraps to salads to amazingly delicious specialty dishes, Sports Grill is the home to the legendary special grilled wings. Since 1987, Sports Grill, good food, good drink, and good friends.
It's the Big O Show. Judge, you tuned in to the hottest sports radio.
When you need your warehouse looking good while staying efficient, there's only one place to find the finest racks in the business. Pallet Rack City in Hialeah. 305-424-8547. That's 305-424-8547. Pallet Rack City is the company you need when you want your warehouse sporting the finest racks in the business. After all, who doesn't love a great rack? Pallet Rack City. 305-424-8547. That's 305-424-8547.
Orlando, a.k.a. the Big O. He covers all the South Florida teams.
For over 16 years, EJD Construction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJD Construction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDConstruction.com.
Offense to the heat, well, you know what I mean. Monday to Friday, Friday Pablo in the...
There's no need to drive around South Florida wasting valuable time looking for a new or certified pre-owned Acura. Go to the #1 volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States. Craig Zinn Acura of Pembroke Pines. Purchase with pace and space in a dealership tailored to your needs. From home buying to providing that personal touch. Contact the 2020 Satisfaction Award winner Craig Zinn Acura of Pembroke Pines. 888-776-5123. That's 888-776-5123. Or visit them at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines.
Show O's on the radio, the top's where we gonna go, Miami, that's the way we roll.
Folks, you can support the hardest working sports talk show in South Florida through Cash App or Venmo. Just search Cash Big O Show. Support us through Cash App or Venmo. Cash Big O Show. We thank you for your incredible support.
On the morning show, Big O, no one has a similar show. Talk sports, talk plays, talk...
If you're a Miami sports fan, then there's only one store to go to, and that's Caneswear at Miami Fanwear in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your inner Miami CF, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2511 South University Drive in Davie, and open 24/7 online at Caneswear.com or InnerMiamiWear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Caneswear, the spot where Inner Miami and all Miami sports fans shop.
Live and direct, because nobody do it better than Big O in the set. From sunrise, listen live.
When you're ready to purchase a new home or refinance the one you have, American Dream Lending will make sure your loan experience is easy with fast approvals and quick closings. With many loan programs and competitive rates, now is the time to turn your dreams into reality. Ask about special financing for veterans. They never charge an application fee, and you will work directly with one of their experienced loan professionals. Stop dreaming and contact American Dream Lending today, 786-802-1727, or online at adreamlending.com. Welt Rheaume has more than 62 years of litigation experience handling insurance disputes. They're committed to resolving even the toughest insurance claims quickly. Call them for a free consultation. 954-966-4646. At Welt Rheaume, they don't get paid unless you win. Property damage claims to your home, business, or condo as a result of a hurricane. Welt Rheaume can help. Water, mold, fire, smoke damage, Welt Rheaume can help. Call 954-966-4646. South Florida's premier law enforcement agency is now hiring individuals like you. The Fort Lauderdale Police Department is now accepting applications for non-certified and certified police officer positions. Minimum requirements and qualifications can be found at flpdjobs.com. That's flpdjobs.com. Are you ready? The city of Fort Lauderdale is an equal opportunity employer. Expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website.
The Big O Radio Show is brought to you by HialeahParkCasino.com. Enjoy simulcast racing, dining, a magnificent poker room, and a casino with the most popular machines on the market. OKCoin.com. Download the app on iOS, Google Play, or Windows. OKCoin.com with over 50 different coins and incredible staking rewards. Pallet Rack City. There's only one place to find the finest racks in the business. Pallet Rack City. 305-424-8547. That's 305-424-8547.
The Big O Radio Show originates from the OK Coin Studios. Invest a little time and save big. Just set the recurring buy and pay, zero transaction fee after your first purchase. The Big O Radio Show is mastered by executive producer Sean Stanley from the OK Coin Studios. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
Hey, welcome aboard. Time to rock and roll here from Hialeah Park. It's a Thursday. You know this is our home away from home, Hialeah Park, second floor casino. We're in the poker room out there, so come on out and enjoy a little poker. That's what she said. So just come on out and play the games too out here. So there's lots of things to do out here at Hialeah Park and have some fun. Can you crank up my headset a little bit more so I can hear myself a little bit more? Not that that's a good thing, but yeah, it's just one of those things you get used to. Thank you. Perfect. Thank you, sir. As Sean Stanley, good morning. He is mastering this program, always getting it done, as he always does here on the show. Thank you all for tuning in. Lots of things. It's a great day, isn't it? I mean, you know, after all that stuff that people were all worried about. Did you see Biden's crypto thing that he put out?
No, but I did see that you responded to it with the FUD.
Yeah, because it was fun. And in the end, you know what the U.S. said? We need to come up with our own coin. No shit. I was telling my friend today, toll plazas disappeared, right? You got no toll collectors. You got no phone booths, right, anymore, right? You can't find a public phone anymore. Everything gets phased out, dude. Banks will get phased out. It's going to happen. And guess what? Dollar bills, dollar bills, y'all, they're gone. Coins, they're gone. Your wallet will be digital. It's going to happen, man. You know, I just, it was good. It was hilarious. And how many times did I tell people that Biden's biggest donor is the guy that runs the FTX cryptocurrency exchange? I think
I think you can go back and check. I believe it was recently.
I told
Friday, Monday, and on Tuesday's episode.
yes. No, and not only that,
Well, no, you told them before, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, I've said it before. Yeah,
most
but
recently because of everybody coming at you about
an OK coin
this, yeah.
when we had Alex Chiswick on.
Yep,
He didn't know. He didn't know either, because
right.
most people don't know. They don't follow all that kind of stuff. I'm silly. I kind of follow all that stuff because I'm an investor, so I got to know what the hell's going on. But it's just great day, man. Great day. So it enlightened it for a lot of people. So awesome. Last night was not fun, as the Miami Heat lost to the Suns 111-90. Hey, the Suns play in an easier conference, but they're an Eastern Conference team. That's what I came away with yesterday. The Suns are a Western Conference team that can play Eastern Conference basketball. With Ayton, they're tough in the middle. With Booker, they're superstarish on the outside. They've just got a terrific team. They play hard. James Jones has done a fantastic job of putting an excellent team together. And I know that Miami didn't have Butler and they didn't have Chris Paul and all that good stuff. But in the end, you got to give them credit. I mean, they muscled Miami yesterday, 55-38 in rebounds. Bam had 6 rebounds to Ayton's 10, but Bam had no offensive rebounds. Ayton had 8. That's a lot of second chances, dude. It's way too many. And guess what? My boy Duncan played well yesterday. And the way he started, I was like, all right, maybe this is a good, okay, if he's going to play well and the rest of the team plays well, all right, we got a shot here. We're going to win this one. And remember, if you listen to the guys after from the Suns, they remembered Miami handing them their ass in Phoenix. So this was one of those games where they wanted to send a message back and say, no, you got us on a bad night. Look, we can come here and take one from you in your home. And that's exactly what they did. But they did it in a Eastern Conference style, I felt. And that's one of the things that really, I got to, listen, we have to give props to the Suns from last year and what they did. And they were kind of coming on at the end of the bubble. Remember that they didn't make the playoffs, but they won like their last 8 or 9 games or something to finish their bubble run or something like that. And then that momentum carried on to the following season last year. And then now, obviously, they've been absolutely terrific. They're the best team in the conference. And last night, I believe Miami's the best team in the conference. But Miami wasn't whole, and neither was Phoenix. But you got to just tip your hat at times, and you just got to say they were the better team. And Miami, not that Miami can't beat Phoenix, but now Miami has to be at their best to beat Phoenix. And that's what I came away with last night. When they get Butler and they get CP3, you got to be at your best in order to beat them. That's what I really came away with in that game last night. What were you going to say, Sean?
What I was going to ask was, now, how we always said teams had to kind of game plan for Duncan a little bit with the spacing?
Yeah.
With Duncan playing so poorly, I guess you could say. Not last night, but in general.
It's inconsistent.
But now you're able to game plan, for instance, with Bam. They weren't letting the rebounds. They're going after and they're botting them out because they weren't really necessarily worried about what Duncan was going to be able to do. I think this, I know for everything where they say the spacing means so much, I think people are now willing to say, okay, Duncan beat us.
Right. Yeah.
And I think you're going to get that in the playoffs as well.
Oh, for sure. And yesterday he played but it was everything else that was going on.
But if they can game plan and take that away from the Heat, Duncan's not going to beat. What I'm saying is,
right? No, I get it.
This might be a recipe where some teams, and again, not every team has got the players the Suns have, and everybody can't, identically tap into what the Suns did last night.
Right.
But now, is that possibly a game plan where you try to go in to take the Heat?
Well, no, because yesterday you lost a guy from your interior in Jimmy Butler who attacks the rim, who helps control the glass also, and also is kind of your emotional leader too at the same time. And I think you kind of needed his toughness in that moment to kind of help elevate others around him. But yesterday Miami got punched in the mouth. It's bottom line. They got punched in the mouth. That's what happened yesterday. Okay? They got punched in the mouth. And so that's why you see what you saw last night. That this team just came up short. But again, I'm not even worried about it. It's not something that they can't overcome. Okay? They'll be fine. I'm not worried about that. Good morning, hope all is well. Next school year, I begin teaching journalism to high school students. Anyway, we can get you as a guest speaker next school year. Much love, brother. Francisco, I could do that, my brother. Remember, I get off around 1. I don't know where the school is. Are you guys going later or are you going earlier next year? Or it would have to be like really early in the morning, like your first classes. So you're going to make my ass wake up like at 5 in the morning or something like that. What's that? What were we going to say?
We could just do the broadcast from the school.
That too. We could also do the show right from the school. And that way the students get, the engineering side, the production side and all that. Yeah, exactly, Francisco. That's what we have to do. We have to do the show right from the school. Okay. And then since it's 3 hours, it covers 3 classes, right? That's an edumacation right there. And I'll make sure that while I'm doing all of that, I'll say edumacation. Okay. So we'll do all of that. I think Sean's got an idea there. You actually do the show from the school for 3 hours and then that covers 3 classes. But can you imagine a whole bunch of students trying to be quiet during an entire show? And we'd bore the hell out of them, too.
It's not going to happen.
Right. No, of course not. There's no way. We'd bore the hell out of them, too, because they're not going to be able to keep up with most of the stuff we're talking about.
Could they make it a field trip? Not here, of course, because they're high school students.
Yeah, there you go,
Acura,
Francisco. Yeah.
Caneswear.
That's it. A field trip.
There you go.
There you go. Insurance, waivers. Oh, Lordy. We love it. We love it. We love it. But anyway, I can help. I will. Okay? If I can. If I can do it, Francisco, if we can kind of work it out, even if you torture my ass and I have to be there like at, your 7:30 or 8:30 class in order to still be here to do my job, yeah, we could do that. I can't necessarily, I'm not canceling the show to do the appearance, okay? That I cannot do, my friend.
No days off here, buddy.
No days off. No. Oh, well, maybe next year we will, Next year we're going to have to start taking vacations, bro. I mean, we are going to have to start taking, although a week in Vegas isn't.
You said that this year.
Yeah, I know. But wait a minute. But a week in Vegas coming up next month, isn't that kind of a vacation?
In a way, yes, but we're going to be working hard.
Yeah.
We got to give the listeners the shows.
No, definitely.
They're not there in Vegas with us to see what's going on. We got to relay that to them so they're up to date on the draft.
And I was thinking about this. You fly back the next day after the draft, or on Sunday, on Monday actually. You fly back on Monday.
You kicked me out quick.
Yeah, I kicked you out quick. And then I'm thinking about it. I got to do the show from Vegas, and man, every day it'll be like at 7 in the morning. I got to be on the air in Vegas to do this show, and that is early. Wow. I don't know. Maybe that show starts at 11 a.m.
You need to tough it out. You're the one that wants to stay behind. No, I'm kidding. You're actually working.
Yeah, but I'm actually working. Yeah, exactly. I'm staying behind.
But also, you need to do it early so that you get out there and start doing what you're there for.
Yeah. When we're done, I'm done at 10 a.m. I can then go do my job. I got to go do. Yeah. So, yeah.
Maybe we compact
by the way,
those
for
shows.
those of you who don't know, I'm staying in Vegas for a couple days because the Chippendales needed an extra dancer. And so, I had to,
You're going to teach journalism to them as well.
That too, also at the same time. So, I had to do all of that. So, Steve Chapman says, watch out for my Celtics. They started the season slow, but they're since tightened up the defense and are playing with a lot of confidence. Steve, they are playing well, but here's my problem with the Celtics. I still have to see the 2 stars be stars in key moments and in the playoffs. The one thing about the Celtics that we have to lay it on Jaylen Brown and Tatum is that they're underachievers. They have a lot of talent, but they haven't done anything in the playoffs. And they've kind of folded the tent. So they need to start showing me the real toughness in the playoffs. And they need, if they're going to be stars, they need to start leading the Celtics down to deep runs in the playoffs if they are the real deal. So for me, while I love Tatum and Brown's talent, I still need to see, it reminds me a lot of Justin Herbert. You know how we have these people that are, oh, no, he's a superstar already. But wait a minute, what's he done that he's a superstar? I know he's got incredible athletic ability, but has he won anything yet? Does he even make the playoffs? No. Okay, so then let's slow down a little bit here. Let's relax. Relax. So let's perform in key moments and big games and beat big teams, get in the playoffs, make some noise in the playoffs. I'm not asking you to carry somebody for a Super Bowl because that's impossible for a quarterback, but got to make some noise, dude. And haven't had yet, but yet we have a whole bunch of people already labeling him a superstar. He has the ability, but he's not there yet. Well, Tatum and Brown, they got a lot of ability. And they put up a lot of points. But my problem with them is I haven't seen enough in the playoffs from those guys. I've seen them go small in those moments. And that's my problem with the Celtics. We can blame it on the prior coach if you want, but the players and the coach, whatever it is. But put it this way. When I looked at Smart, I saw toughness, a grittiness, a lunch pail approach that Brown and Tatum don't show me outside of their talents. So while they are studs in their abilities, I still need them to strap on a pair and show me in the playoffs that you can be the guy. That's my problem with Tatum and Brown, Chapman. So I need to see them step up big time, couple of times. And then we can start to say, okay, now I can respect the Celtics. I don't fear the Celtics because I don't fear Brown and Tatum. I respect their talents. I don't fear them in the playoffs. So that's the difference. I think the Heat will spank the Celtics and send them home overall. Why? Because I don't think the Celtics are tough. Because I don't think Brown and Tatum are tough. So when they show me toughness, when they get their ass kicked in the playoffs and they're able to come back and kick somebody else's ass, then, Steve Chapman, I will believe in your Celtics. Until then, jury is out on both those dudes as a soft team, because that's what I look at the Celtics. The Celtics, for me, are soft. Carla says, evil countries like North Korea, drug dealers, marijuana dealers, everything illegal, trades money, yeah. Triana, they're talking about a digital dollar on 6 months. Okay. Carla says, I mean crypto. Okay. I don't know what the conversation is going on there, but yeah. What else do we have here? Big O, if we go digital dollar, that means 500 one day can go for 400 the next, and I have a fee and transactions. Listen, my brother, the U.S. is going to have to go to a digital dollar one way or another. Now, they've screwed up their own dollar, just like many other countries. I didn't say I was going to buy their digital dollar. You know what I'm saying? But they're going to have to. Listen, in the end, I've been telling you guys this for a while now. Dollar bills and coins are a waste of money. That's a loss for the government. It costs more money to print the nickels and the dimes and the quarters than it is to have them. So eventually they're going to eliminate all of that. And we've been digital for a long time already with checks and credit cards. It's going to go to coins. It's just the way it is. So you can't stop crypto. You can't stop Bitcoin. That's what I keep trying to tell you all. And they're figuring it out now. Like the idiots that don't know it in the government, Like the ones that know, they're going to, hey, relax. You can't stop it. Okay? You can't stop it. And half of us are invested. And I kept telling you guys that Biden's biggest donor was a guy that runs a cryptocurrency exchange. It's the inevitable. Everything will go that way. You know, whether you want to believe it or not, I don't care. I'm telling you, it's clear as day. It's staring you in the face. Now, there still will have to be tokenomics behind it all, like any coin. So the U.S. government is still going to mismanage things because it doesn't matter who it is. Democrat, Republican, it doesn't matter. They ruin our deficit and they create more problems. What Bush Jr. did to our deficit, Obama did double. And then Trump did triple. And Biden's going to do it 4 times over. And whoever is next from whatever party will be as a bigger screw up than everybody else, because that's kind of what we're doing. Go look at it. So, it's just, yeah, they'll go digital, but I'm not telling you to invest in it. I'm telling you to go to Bitcoin, because that's the one. There's only 21 million Bitcoins that will be mined. After that, there are no more. There are nearly 8 billion people on Mother Earth. Mission impossible. Your job, should you decide to accept it, is to at least own a Bitcoin. Okay? That's all I'm saying. Not a financial advisor, just a guy that loves crypto. But I'm just telling you, do the math. Do the math. See, the U.S. will then print, they will create their own coin, but it'll be a Dogecoin, which will be inflationary, which they'll just keep printing the coins. It doesn't make any sense. You know what I mean? Even SHIB like burnt half their coins. They knew that if they were inflationary, they were never going to get anywhere. So they became deflationary, and they added a blockchain and technology behind it. And that's what I try to explain to people, where Doge has no technology behind it. But again, it's just a matter of homework and understanding it. Anyway, let's see. The government cannot go to a digital coin because they cannot use the Fed to manipulate the currency to continue to be able to run the country in the red indefinitely. You are correct, but they're going to have to go to a digital coin. They're going to have to find a way, Carlos. They have no choice. It's going to be the more efficient way to run the government. Dollars and coins are not the efficient way anymore. And on top of everything, they're also disgusting. Like every time you touch dollars, you got to wash your hands, So it's where we're going. They're going to have to figure out a way to do it, Carlos. They will have to do it. They will have no choice. It's the way the world is going to go. But whatever. Between these two receivers, who would you rather have, Amari Cooper or Allen Robinson? Oh, Cooper, God, please. Every day of the week and twice on Sundays. He's younger. He doesn't have the injury history. I would have wanted Allen Robinson 2 years ago. And now at this point, I'm done already. I'm done. Yeah, I'm not getting Allen Robinson now. And he's that guy that still has never gotten his contract. And so you're going to get a guy that is going to want big money and all this and that. And I think Cooper already had a big contract. He's going to want another one down the line, obviously, but he already has money in the bank. And he lives in South Florida, and Florida's a tax-free state. I just feel like the Cooper marriage is, can I say perfect? Really, absolutely perfect. Okay. So I would take Amari Cooper over Allen Robinson every day of the week and twice on Sundays, like I love to say. Yeah, man. Cooper is the perfect fit for the Miami Dolphins, and opposite of, like I told you, I would sign Cooper and Jamison Crowder. I'll move Waddle and Cooper to, obviously, both on the outside, and I put Crowder in the slot. and I'm killing you. I'm annihilating you on offense with Tua, with those three guys running routes. Oh my God. They're all three excellent route runners. They all have terrific hands. They all got speed. That's what I would do. Jamison Crowder isn't going to break the bank. Cooper, you got to give him some money. But I would do something like that. That's what I would do. That would be my ideal situation. I love Jamison Crowder, man. Ever since I saw him in Washington, that kid grew on me, and I was like, man, this is a kid that deserves to be on a better team. And you know, the Jets got him, and I know that Braxton Berrios' elevation forced them to say, yeah, we're going to have to go to Berrios. It's cheaper, and we got to let Crowder go. So I understand what they're doing from all of this. But Miami, if you want to get Waddle out of the slot and put him on the outside to take advantage of the things that we wanted to see from him, then you get a Crowder to run that slot, and you've got a Wes Welker to also coach him up too. Not that he needs really a lot of coaching. Jamison Crowder is a made player. It's a good, solid football player, man. Really like Jamison Crowder. I'm not telling you he's the greatest slot receiver of all time or anything like that, but he's a pro's pro. You know what I mean? I just like that kid. That kid's always going to make plays for you, help you move the chains, consistent as hell. So give me Amari Cooper on the outside and Jamison Crowder, move Waddle outside, and we good. We good. We don't have time this year to go draft another receiver or develop a guy. Or the young guys you already have, they're already under contract and control. Develop the Bowdens of the world and the Merritts of the world, or I think Merritt's gone, right? Or whatever young guys you got left back there. You know, bring back Mac Hollins, make him your fourth receiver, right? Give to a big target as a fourth receiver and helps you out on special teams. So yeah, that's what I would do. Mike No Go Zone says the loss of paper money will definitely change the dynamics of tipping strippers. You are correct. You are correct. You're gonna have to send her a digital dollar. So what she'll do is she'll have like a meter on her phone, and like she's dancing for you, and she's got that meter. And then when you're done, you're gonna like tap and send her like $1 or $5 or 10. I don't know, whatever it is you guys do in strip clubs, but whatever, you know, and that's it. So yeah, there's or you might end up buying stripper dollars when you come in. See, I'm already ready for this. It's kind of like Disney dollars. It's kind of like what's the damn it, from Eddie Murphy in Beverly Hills Cop 3, or the amusement park, damn it, Wally World. The Wally World dollars. So you walk into your strip club, right? And you, whatever, you got to pay cover, right? $5, $10, whatever. So you're paying with your digital wallet, your $5, $10. And then they'll say, will you need some tipping dollars? Yes. Okay. How much? Give me 50. Give me 100. Give me 500. I'm making it rain tonight, bitch. And so then you give them your digital dollar, 500 to them. They give you 500 ass dollars, right? And it's just a dollar bill that's printed in their own way, and it's got a giant ass in the middle of it instead of a face. And they're called tipping dollars. And it's the same thing. The ladies collect it, and at the end of the night, all the dollars, they go back to the register, and they get digitally deposited into their account. So you can still make it rain. You can still be the big shot, even with digital. How about that? Am I a super manager or what?
Yesterday they said, for president. I'm gonna get behind this.
Of course you're gonna get behind
You're a man
this.
of the people.
You're
a man for the people.
I am a man for the friction. Okay? I'm all about the friction. So there you go. I have solved your digital problem at strip clubs. See, there's a way around everything, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, I mean, you guys said that you think there's a wall in front of you. You got to find a way to overcome walls. You know what I mean? QAM, that's a wall we overcome. 1210, that's a wall we overcome. Onside, that's a wall we overcome. That's what it's all about. Overcoming. All right, let's go to Joe Schad. That's the man that overcomes. He went to the combine, came back with a nasty-ass cold bug. He's got to get on Nature B. He's got to get on Nature B. But the good thing is he's not going to be sneezing on us or me because I don't like doing, my job with a cold. But Mr. Sniffles is next.
Dolphins fans, buckle up. It's time for the American Dream Lending Miami Dolphins Report with Joe Schad. When you're ready to purchase a new home or refinance the one you have, American Dream Lending will make sure your loan experience is easy. With fast approvals and quick closings. Call them at 786-802-1727 or online at adreamlending.com. Here's Joe Schad with today's edition of the American Dream Lending Report.
Eves, make sure you call him because he will definitely take care of you. Good people, as always, at American Dream Lending. And do it now, man. The rates are going to continue to go up. They're not going to go down. They're going to go up. They printed a lot of money. They got to make it back. So call him. All right. How you feeling, my man? You feeling better?
Yeah, I'm doing a little better today, Big O. Thanks for asking. I was kind of not feeling so well for a few days after the combine, being around thousands of people without masks, So, yeah. And on the airplane.
And you got right. That's the one, dude. I think that's the worst part of anything that we do, Joe, is that plane trip to and from. I just don't ever feel that we have clean environments in those planes, to be honest with you. I don't.
Well, I'm glad that, I'll be fine for free agency week. That's obviously the biggest thing we got coming up here with Wednesday, the official start of free agency, but Monday, the day that all the contracts will actually start to leak. So it comes up fast, a lot sooner after the scouting combine than in past years.
Joe, we've talked a lot about receivers that are going to be available. And, this is one of those years. Do you agree that when you go into free agency or even the way you design your draft, you don't have time for development? You've got to find the free agent that you can place and play right away. And you've got to find draft picks that can plug and play right away. So you've got to find a way, like receivers take a while to develop in the draft. So get them in free agency. Offensive linemen take a while to develop from the draft. So go get them in free agency. A linebacker might make an immediate impact from the draft. Let's get them there. A running back might make an immediate impact from the draft. Let's get them there. Do you believe that there might be that kind of a tactic used in free agency / draft this year because we're talking about a 9-10 win team that isn't rebuilding?
I do think that you can find receivers in the draft who can make an impact faster than, for example, as you mentioned, at the offensive line position. We've seen receivers have huge impacts in their rookie seasons, including, Jalen Waddle and Jamar Chase last year. Now, there aren't necessarily a Jalen Waddle and a Jamar Chase in this year's draft, but as usual, there are a lot of receivers in the draft, a lot of depth. So you don't necessarily want to overpay for a receiver. Dolphins obviously took a chance on Will Fuller last year. It was a complete bust, but at least it was only a 1-year commitment.
Right.
You really don't want to get stuck with those, 4 or 5 year commitments where 3 of the years are guaranteed. And after 1 year, you're really regretting your decision. So would the Dolphins want to overpay for a Christian Kirk or a Juju Smith-Schuster? Probably not.
How about an Amari Cooper if he gets released?
Yeah, I don't know what the cost would be. I think on an Amari Cooper, you'd obviously like to see the hometown discount.
I think you'd get a little bit of that.
Yeah, and Cooper's a good player. I think the Dolphins will explore the free agency market for receivers. I kind of like DJ Chark out of Jacksonville. Zay Jones might be worth a flyer, maybe a fresh start, a clean look
Well, I mean, as long as he's not running naked under something there in hotel rooms, and yeah, Zay Jones should be all right. Isn't he the one that did that in Buffalo?
I don't remember.
I think he was running. Google there for me, Zay Jones naked hotel room, something like that. Anyway, so yeah, and he's actually a pretty decent player. I'm with you there. I like but DJ Chark that you mentioned, he would be ideal here. Also, like Cooper, I like that. That would be a guy that would be an excellent one. How about this? How about you? If Cooper is released, I was talking about this. You go get Cooper and you go get Jamison Crowder, and you move Waddle to the outside, and you put Crowder to play the slot, and Cooper and Waddle are your outside guys. How would your receiving core be then?
Yeah, I think of Waddle as a primary slot receiver. I remember Adam Gase when he signed Albert Wilson and Danny Amendola saying, oh, well, they're not both slot guys. We think Wilson is actually better on the outside. Well, it never really kind of came to fruition. Wilson kind of maybe was better as a slot receiver, and even though he didn't have a great Dolphins career. So, look, it's going to be interesting to see how Devontae Parker plays out. Do the Dolphins trade him? That's certainly a possibility. That's been rumored for so long that it shouldn't shock anyone. Well, if they traded Devontae Parker, now you need a bigger bodied receiver to replace him because that guy's not on the roster, right?
No, yeah, he is. His name is Matt Collins.
Well, Matt Collins is also a free agent, so the Dolphins would have to bring him back.
You got to re-sign him, Joe, right? I mean, that guy helps you out in two areas. And he's big in both areas. Like anytime you call on him and receiving, he comes through. And on special teams, he's always around the damn ball.
Matt Collins is going to sign with the team that gives him promise and hope relative to getting more reps at the receiver position. Mac doesn't want to be perceived as just a special teams, a specialist. And he showed in limited reps last year, touchdowns per reception were as high as pretty much anyone with the Dolphins.
By the way, suddenly they might be back in the market for a wide receiver, helped on base crazy events that transpired in the last 24 hours involving a young player in the 2017 season that wasn't the most ideal debut for him, as he managed just 27 catches for 316 yards and 2 touchdowns. It might not be fair to criticize him. TMZ got hold of a video that showed a nude and disturbed Jones getting into a heated argument with his brother Caleb, currently under contract with the Minnesota Vikings. It's unclear whether booze or drugs were involved in the incident, but the fact that Jones attempted to leap out of a window of a high-rise building can safely indicate he wasn't in his right mind at the time.
I feel like there's a lot of guys who either leap out of windows or attempt to leap out of windows.
What the hell is that?
That seems to be a thing. I don't really get it. I've never personally leaped out of a window.
Well, I've personally never done drugs so I can leap out of a window. I mean, you're doing the wrong drugs, dude. I mean, how about just having a drink and mellowing out, okay? Nowadays that it's legal, hey, smoke a joint and chill out, bro. Do a couple things. Whatever you're doing that makes you jump out of windows, those are the wrong drugs, bro. Those are the wrong things. I don't know what it is, but it ain't any of those two things that I talked about. If you just sit down and have a little whiskey shot and relax and enjoy the game, I'm pretty sure you're not going to jump out of a window.
Well, the Dolphins have shown they're willing to give guys second chances, so.
Yeah, no, I get, and you know what? He hasn't had any missteps, I guess, pun intended, since 2017. So I guess, that's that overall. All right, so what did you read into the Byron Jones? Because it's hard for me to believe the J.C. Jackson stuff, because you're kind of tied to these two guys, and they must have known about this injury for a while. So I don't think that surgery or injury was a surprise to the Dolphins, right? Maybe to the rest of us, but not to the Dolphins, right?
I doubt it, although I don't know. Obviously, this kind of complicates matters. The Dolphins can't really, use Byron Jones and J.C. Jackson as any sort of leverage point for Xavier Howard now. They obviously need to get the Xavier Howard tweaking of the contract done. Look, it makes sense. There's a Josh Boyer, J.C. Jackson connection, but you can't bring in J.C. Jackson unless you're, going to cut or trade Byron Jones, unless it's to, J.C. Jackson to replace Xavier Howard. And I don't think the Dolphins want to trade Xavier Howard. But certainly if the right team came forward with the right offer, we cannot eliminate that possibility.
That's
so J.C. Jackson would be the replacement for Xavier Howard in this scenario.
That I believe.
Right. And so maybe the Dolphins don't mind there being reports that they could be interested in J.C. Jackson.
Yeah, I never believed that Jones was on the block, and I don't believe that they were trying to trade him or anything like that. Plus, I think the cap hit is brutal still for Jones at this point. So the one that really is much easier to move, plus you're going to get more in return, is X. So that's the one that I kind of see. Okay, you can do that. I can see something like that. If you're able to trade X, then you open up that opportunity. Have you heard? I know you've been dealing, with your cold and stuff, but I'm sure you're still working the texts and all that stuff. Have you heard if there's any progress with X? Because, Joe, it looks like there's some positive vibes, right? Because at this point last year, X is taking shots at Byron Jones and his contract and all that. And there was, open bitterness. There is no open bitterness coming at all from that camp. So that might tell me that there's something progressive going on behind the scenes. Am I reading it right?
Well, I mean, I haven't heard of any, anything close. I have not heard of anything close. I know that, Xavier and his camp were obviously pleased to hear Chris Grier say that he plans to keep his promise to rework or look at a reworking of Xavier's contract. There's plenty of money to tweak it. So it's just a matter of, how much will it take to satisfy him. And I presume that they will be able to, at some point, come to an agreement. But right now the Dolphins are focused on so much other stuff. I mean, free agency has to be, at the forefront here. Xavier, I don't think they're going to rework Xavier's deal before free agency.
By the way, the Titans have informed Pro Bowl guard Roger Saffold that they are releasing him. This would be the fourth year of a 4-year, $44 million deal that had a $1 million roster bonus due next week for the free agent guard. So you got that guy. You got Lincoln. Well, Lincoln Tomlinson, I think, already is re-signed.
He's
right?
a free agent.
Oh, he is a free agent. Okay, I thought
Feliciano is getting let go by the Bills. I mean, here's the thing.
He's a little older.
Yeah. We can Feliciano, a Miami guy, I think.
Yeah.
And the Miami guys always want to come home. We can look at all the free agents who are available, and it'll be disappointing if the Dolphins are not the highest bidder for Teron Armstead and or Trent Brown. And it'll be disappointing if they're not in on Brendan Scherf and or Laken Tomlinson. It'll be disappointing if they don't offer a lot of money to Ryan Jensen at center.
The only one I disagree with you is the tackle, because he's so injury prone that I'm all right if you pass on him, because you don't have to be the high. I wouldn't want to be the highest paid for him because he can't play an entire season, and that's a problem for me.
You have three other guys that can play tackle.
I'm with you there. I was with you on all of them except the New Orleans guy. I like him, but he would have to give me a little bit of a discount because of his injury history.
Well, it's not going to be a discount. I mean, he's a proven.
I know.
Proven guy.
But he's also proven to break down. He's also proven to break down. You know what I mean? That's like as much as his agent can say, well, he's a hell of a player, and I can say, yeah, and I also know he can't finish a season. So I'm never paying for a full season for you. So where are we at here? You know what I mean? So if you want me to pay you like a full season player, well, then you got to play like one. And that's the problem there. And so, Joe, if you know he's going to miss games, what happens is if it's at the end of a season? Like when I saw Tim Hardaway break down a couple times with that Achilles joint, and Pat Riley's like, oh my God, it happened towards the end of the season twice to him, that he loses his starting guard going into the playoffs. And so
it's not like Armstead is 37 years old, but the point I was making is that, you can't just look at the unrestricted free agents. You have to look at the guys that are expected to be cut and are cut due to the salary cap, and guys who are going to be made available via trade due to the salary cap. The Dolphins should absolutely be on those types of guys, especially guards, tackles, and centers.
Yep. All right. What else do you think is going to happen at free agency for the Dolphins here? What do you think will be the priority from day one?
Left tackle, then center, then a defensive end if they need to replace Emmanuel Ogbah. They will add at least a receiver and a running back. I can't say they're going to spend at the running back position. I just don't know that the philosophy has changed. So as much as I would like them to be in on a Melvin Gordon or a Ronald Jones, I just don't think the organization is going to prioritize that. We'll see. Maybe they do. But, I mean, it's got to be tackle, center, receiver, ideally, guard. I mean, I'm not
a Melvin Gordon guy. He's also another guy, kind of very injury prone. But I'll tell you this. I could see them drafting a guy and signing Raheem Mostert, because Mostert blew out a knee in week 1 last year. So he'll be healthy and ready to go. He knows the system, and he fits it perfectly. And so now you tag Salvon Ahmed, who came from there. You bring in Mostert, who's not going to cost you a lot of money, and he's 30, 31, so it's a 1 to 2 year deal, and Greer loves those 2-year deals because it gives them flexibility. And then you draft a young guy that will learn from Mostert how to play in the system. I think it might be something along those lines instead.
Yeah, I got no problem with Mostert rejoining head coach Mike McDaniel, but then I want to see them use the 50th pick on a running back.
Exactly.
I don't want to see. Oh well, we'll get to it in the 4th, 5th round.
Right.
One of those 3 kids, whatever it is, Texas A&M, Clemson, Michigan State, whatever those top 3 guys are. One of them.
Right. No, I'm with you.
And I don't know that they're willing to do that. Do you think the Dolphins are willing to use the 50th pick on a running back?
I think they will use one of their first 3 rounds on a running back. Yes, I do. I've been thinking that from the get-go, that one of their first 3 rounds. Now, remember, the X trade may bring extra picks for this year and next year if they do make that. So there may be a possibility to add more draft capital to the team, because if they do trade an X, then they can go after JC or something like that. They can make.
If you trade Xavier Howard, you have to sign one of the top corners of free agency.
Of course,
you can't trade Xavier Howard without having JC Jackson signed.
Yeah. There's no
doubt. So
if
you sign JC Jackson, and you can get a first rounder or more for Xavier Howard, as much as I like X, I understand the thought process.
Yeah, you do the reverse first of all. You first make the trade, then you sign. You can agree with JC, but you don't sign him first, because then you lose all the leverage on X. You got to first make the trade with X, then you sign JC after that. Because
you better have a deal. You better have an agreement in principle.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You can have an agreement, but once you sign JC, you lose leverage, because now they know you got to get rid of him. So you got to first make that trade before you sign JC. But I'm with you. That would be a very interesting twist if they do. And I've been on that, where I think they'll move X. And I still wasn't convinced when Chris came out that it was like that they're signing X. He's more like, hey, we're hopeful. We're looking forward to it. We're going to try to get it done. And that's where he kind of left himself open on the back end. So that's where I wonder about all of that. All right, what are you working on the Palm Beach Post?
Well, we're going to look ahead to free agency, certainly continue to discuss and write about which players the Dolphins are most likely to be interested in. We'll dig into the Teron Armstead injury concern that you have. Trent Brown, Ryan Jensen, Derek Barnett, Cordero Patterson, DJ Chark, all names worth discussing as we move forward here for the Dolphins.
Now. You got to add Saffold now to it now.
I will look into Saffold for you.
Well, as you're writing, you're going to be looking at the wire going, damn it, here's another name I got to. So that's going to be like a 7-page article. So I look forward to it.
All right, buddy. Hopefully I feel better when I talk to you next time.
You will. We'll talk to you on Saturday. I'll be with the cigar in hand. You be good and get some Nature B. All right?
All right, I will. Thanks, bud.
Got it. All right, brother. There you go. It is Joe Schad, baby. Follow him on Twitter at Schad Joe. American Dream Lending, Miami Dolphins report.
When When you're ready to purchase a new home or refinance the one you have, American Dream Lending will make sure your loan experience is easy with fast approvals and quick closings. With many loan programs and competitive rates, now is the time to turn your dreams into reality. Ask about special financing for veterans. They never charge an application fee, and you will work directly with one of their experienced loan professionals. Stop dreaming and contact American Dream Lending today. 786-802-1727 or online at adreamlending.com.
All right, we are back. All right, we are going to take you till a little bit after 1, obviously, because David Dwork will be joining us at 1 o'clock with our A. Lenny Locksmith Florida Panthers Lockdown segment. There it is, A. Lenny Locksmith, great supporter of the program, been watching our show and support and listening to our show way back for years now, back to the QAM days, because obviously I've had several conversations with Lenny, and they've got 10 locations all throughout South Florida into Central Florida. They even got one in Arizona, by the way. So A. Lenny Locksmith, please reach out to them. For those of you that need a locksmith, you lose your car keys, you need a new car key, you need a spare, house keys, whatever it is, however you're locked out, they will get you out of that lockdown. All right? So call the great people, alennylocksmith.com. All right? Big O, I'm confused. All right, Robert, let's unconfuse you. If your employer is paying you in digital money so the government can monitor and your earnings and spending, how's it going to be something you can choose and not be in? Robert, I'm not, listen, you control your own digital coin. They can't control Bitcoin. So that's, I'm not telling you to invest in U.S. coin. I'm not telling you that. I'm just telling you the way it's going to be. And by the way, Robert, are you worried about this? Is the part I don't understand. They can track. What are you, a criminal? Who gives a shit? Don't worry about that. I don't care if the government tracks my money. I'm not a criminal, dude. I got nothing to hide. So they're going to catch me shopping on Amazon? Over at Publix? I bought a steak sandwich here at Hialeah Park, which, by the way, they're so delicious. The bread is awesome. The tomatoes are seasoned. I mean, it's really, really good. Anyway, but seriously, like, what am I worried about? If I'm not a criminal, I don't care. I remember once when we were having these issues with the airports and the ports and all that, and I said once, I don't care if the military is in charge of our airports and our ports and all that. And one guy goes to me, well, you want to make it a police state? And I'm like, I have no problem with it, bro. If it makes our airports more secure and our ports more secure so we can travel to and from, I've got nothing to hide, dude. I'm not carrying a bunch of heroin or anything. I'm not eating balloons of cocaine or something like that. I'm not a mule, right? That's what they call them, right? A mule. I'm not that. I don't got anything to hide. So what's the deal? Who cares? What are you hiding? I don't get it. Yeah. Oh, Orlando what? Huh? Cambio. Give me some money. I want cash. Cash. They're calling. Guess there's another Orlando in the house, and he's winning. Give me his winnings. I care if the government tracks my money. I care a lot. If I am square as you get, seriously, you should worry about the government following your every move, man. No, not really. You make your money, you spend your money, you file your taxes. They know exactly what you made, exactly what you spent. What's there to hide, dude? I'm not. You're losing me there, dude. I'm sorry. I don't know. I get it. Maybe you're in Hialeah, my man, and you've got a pole with a magnet, and you've got it under your meter or something, and I get it. Maybe you're stealing cable from your neighbor over next door or something. You've split it or something. I don't know, all these rigs that I've read up on and seen. Maybe you're doing stuff like that, and you kind of feel a little shady looking around, and so anything you do, I don't. What do you want me to do? You caught me buying an iPad at the Apple store. I went and got food somewhere. I gambled on the app for Hard Rock. It's legal. Now it's gone. I can't gamble anymore. I don't know what to tell you, my brother. There's nothing to hide. What's there to hide? You file everything you make, and that's just the way it is. What is it? What's that? Yeah, that's right. The government follows you on the phone, and they follow you everywhere as it is. By the way, you're pinging from one tower to another. They know exactly where you're at. Everything can be tagged. Everything can be left to digital. But what are you doing? Are you raping and murdering and robbing banks? No. You're going to the store, and you're going to work, and you're coming to Hialeah Park, and what's there to hide, bro? I don't get it. I'm going to a concert. I'm going to a meeting later. What's there to hide? I'll be at Acura tomorrow. What's there to hide? I'll be at Smokin' and Pompano on Saturday. What's there to hide? I'll be in Vegas in 2 months. What's there to hide? I'm not exactly sure what's there to hide. But what am I hiding from the government? Don't understand that one, man. That you and Carlos, you and I are going to be separate on that situation. I'm just a normal dude, man. Just living my life. What the hell do I care? I'm not a criminal. I've got zero to hide. So, I'm going to throw an HB name at you guys. Won't be a starter or the guy, but I absolutely see him being a Dolphin next year. Jeff Wilson. Okay. D-Hat says, maybe I paint your house for cash money. Well, you're going to have to find people that still have it in their mattress. By the way, those of you that have it in your mattress, you ain't earning any interest. So I'm just saying. Big O, what do you think about Styx? Dennis DeYoung has been touring by himself. No offense to Tommy Shaw or James Young, but DeYoung is Styx. No, actually, John, have you gone to the concerts themselves? Okay, the new Styx does an absolutely marvelous job. The guy that sings the Dennis DeYoung role is not Dennis DeYoung, but he does a really good job. He's really entertaining. He's got a spinning keyboard. He stands on top of it. He's a maniac. Shaw still sounds great. Double J still sounds good when the few songs that he does. And they are a very entertaining act. On the flip side, Dennis DeYoung does a very solid job. It's not nearly as entertaining because he's not as, let's say, active on stage as Shaw and the other guys are. But he sounds good still. And he has a guy that plays the Tommy Shaw role who actually does a really good job of singing like Tommy Shaw. Okay? I've seen both, and I've seen both several times. Yes, Dennis DeYoung is the voice of Styx. But if you really follow Styx, you know how many hits they have with Tommy Shaw, dude? Like a ton. You don't realize how many songs are also sung by Tommy Shaw. So my favorite Styx song is Renegade. That's not a Dennis DeYoung song. That's a Tommy Shaw song, actually. So, it's a shame. I watched both together when I was young a couple times. So I had the honor of seeing the original Styx together. But they can't get along. And so it is what it is. But they're not neither one. I'm not trashing either one, but I will tell you that the Styx side of it with Shaw, it's a much better show. Like a way better show. And by the way, their last album is pretty good. Dennis doesn't make any new music, but they're still making new music. The gig is up. That's right, baby. What's the craziest thing you've ever seen on a concert stage, Big O? Pat Benatar pass out on stage. I saw trying to remember some of the crazy. We had a food fight at the Orange Bowl for Foreigner 4 with Pat Travers, UFO, and Brian Adams. We had tear gas thrown at us, but that was outside at the Hollywood Sportatorium for Rush Exit Stage Left tour. Craziest stuff on stage. Sammy Hagar climbing the scaffold once, and he was ahead of his time because he had the mic that was the headset, and this is like early 80s. So because he's climbing the scaffold and he's singing "Your Love Is Driving Me Crazy," right? And so it's being filmed. And so he looks at the camera and he says, "I'd show you my D, but it doesn't fit on the screen." Let me see what else. Crazy. David Lee Roth did something that was a trick that he would play in every city. You would think it was only in your town, but he would do the same shtick everywhere. He stopped the show in the middle of the show. He said, "Hey, you stop throwing ice on stage or I'm going to F your girlfriend." So he would always pick a guy and a girl that are together and point, and they really weren't throwing ice. But nobody in 18,000 knows that, right? They all think it's really happening. And so he said, "Hey, stop throwing ice on stage or I'm going to F your girlfriend." And the girl went crazy. The girl was like, "Yeah, yeah." So, and then the place went nuts because the girl went nuts because she wanted to get banged by David Lee Roth right in front of her boyfriend. So that's, what are you going to do at that point, right?
I'd be amazed if the girl took ice and just poured it all.
She's grabbing everybody's cup. Take me. What else, man? I've been so many concerts. I'm trying to think of some of the stuff that's gone on in concerts. But I'll think about it. I don't accept Journey without Steve Perry. They sound good, man. Arnel Pineda does an excellent job. You're cheating yourself out of a really good show. I've seen the real Journey with Steve, but I've seen this Journey without Steve several times, and it's well worth it. Neil Sean alone is worth the show. And Jonathan Cain is a monster. So you're not really, getting, and Arnel doesn't, listen, I've done this several times. I've played the Arnel Pineda Journey in my car, and my buddies have no idea that it's not him. Okay? Pineda is something that I never... Here's the strange part about Journey, and I'll close out the hour with this. You would have never thought that you could replace Steve Perry. Well, Journey replaced Steve Perry, still filling arenas. And in the end, while Arnel Pineda is fantastic, and I know he's not Steve Perry, but damn, he is right there. What really you should have looked at, and I never realized it till after the fact, the guy you couldn't replace was Neil Sean. If you lose Neil Sean, that's when Journey was going to go straight downhill. But the reason why they're still filling arenas is because when you go see this Journey and you go see Arnel Pineda, you walk away going, "Damn, dude, that's pretty good." Like, damn. Like, okay, well, what can I do? Steve Perry doesn't want to be a rock star anymore. He doesn't want to sing. He doesn't want to do the things that I want to see him as a fan do. So what am I going to do? I'm never going to get a taste of Journey again. Well, I can go see this Journey with Arnel Pineda, and I'm still listening to the guitarist that made the damn band. And Jonathan Cain, who wrote a lot of the great music that they've made. You know what I mean? So That combination, don't cheat yourself. If you've never seen Journey and you think that without Steve Perry, it's not the same, okay, it may not be exactly the same, but damn, it's good. It's really good. Like when you're done and you walk out of that 2-hour concert, you're going to look at your friend, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, whatever, and you're going to go, man, I had a great time. That was a hell of a show. Neil Sean shredded for 2 hours because he shreds for 2 hours. Arnel Pineda has got great energy on stage now. He's a terrific front man now, and he sounds awesome. And he gives you the originality of that sound. And it's the closest you're ever going to get. So if you've never seen Journey, I encourage you to go see this Journey and treat yourself, because you will walk away incredibly satisfied. Not good, incredibly satisfied. Because that's how I feel every time I walk away from this new Journey. And I've seen the original. Okay? The original Steve Perry Journey band. Because the original is really without Steve Perry. All right? Don't forget, folks, to smash the like button. Please smash the like button. Let's get ready for hour number 2 live from Hialeah Park and the second floor poker room right here on the Big O Radio Show. For over 16 years, EJD Construction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJD Construction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDConstruction.com.
When you need your warehouse looking good while staying efficient, there's only one place to find the finest racks in the business. Pallet Rack City in Hialeah. 305-424-8547. That's 305-424-8547. Pallet Rack City is the company you need when you want your warehouse sporting the finest racks in the business. After all, who doesn't love a great rack? Pallet Rack City. 305-424-8547. That's 305-424-8547. For over 25 years, South Floridians have counted on Tommy B. Butts Jr. Enterprises for their roofing needs. In South Florida, we battle the sweltering heat, rain, winds, and all kinds of tropical storms. That's why when it comes to protecting your family, home, or business, call Tommy B. Butts Jr. Enterprises.com. 954-735-9826 or 954-394-1411 and ask to speak to Tommy, the owner. They specialize in all kinds of roofs. All work fully guaranteed with the customer's complete satisfaction. A+ rated member of the Better Business Bureau. Licensed and insured. There's no buts about it. When your roof needs repair or replacement, go to TommyBButtsJrEnterprises.com. A certified whitening contractor. The viewpoints, stance, or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website.
The Big O Radio Show is brought to you by Caneswear. Go to Caneswear.com, where all orders over $99 get free shipping. Sloman's Total Home Security. Protect your home with the best in the business. 1-800-ALARM-ME for the company serving America for nearly 100 years. 1-800-ALARM-ME. Tommy B. Butts Junior Enterprises.com. Licensed roofing contractor. 100% financing is available. Go to Tommy B. Butts Junior Enterprises.com.
The Big O Radio Show originates from the OK Coin Studios. Invest a little time and save big. Just set the recurring buy and pay, 0 transaction fee after your first purchase. The Big O Radio Show is mastered by executive producer Sean Stanley from the OK Coin Studios. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
Hour number 2 of the program. Don't forget, folks, load up on that Nature Bee like I do. You see Joe, right? He went to Indy, and he got a nasty-ass cold. That's why I tell you every day, man, you take those 2 golden capsules. Oh, I love it. 27 vitamins and amino acids, 28 minerals, and powerful antioxidants. And it's all natural from clean, green New Zealand. Not some dudes or some woman in a coat mixing up some chemicals so you can put in your body. No, man, all natural. You can break that capsule up and drink the powder straight, and it will taste good, okay? Because it is beautiful. It is all natural plant pollen, great for the kids, great for the adults, great for everybody. You get energy. It powers you through the day. I always say you start feeling it like in the second week or third week of taking it. You'll start to feel that energy going into the second half of the day. Instead of after having lunch, you're like wearing down. You won't do that with Nature Bee, bro. And boosting, that's my favorite part. That's why I've been taking it for 20 years. Yesterday, in fact, I had a meeting with a new client that will be joining us soon. And he's been listening to us for a long, long time. And he goes, man, you've been taking Nature Bee forever. And I go, yeah, of course. I mean, it's what I need to kind of make sure I don't get a cold often. Am I going to get one? Yeah, every blue moon, I'll get a damn cold. Usually it's because I left my mouth open and the fan is hitting me. And that's usually what ends up happening. Nothing can protect me from that. But overall, I rarely ever get a cold. I fly, I travel, I go to cold-ass places like New York, and I'm always protected. Nature Bee is for me. I tell you about the soaps. I tell you about the lip balm. My wife loves the wrinkle cream. I mean, there's so many different things, so many great products. Check it out for yourself. Use our code Big O. Free shipping on the plant pollen. So if you want to get a month supply, 3-month supply, 6-month supply, 67-year supply, get it, baby, at naturebee.com. All right, we got a lot of things to talk about here on the program. Don't forget, we're going to be Saturday at Smokin' in Pompano from 1 to 5. So we're going to be out there having some fun. We're going to be debuting a brand new Perdomo cigar lounge there at the Smokin'. Smokin' is such a great place. And obviously, Perdomo cigars, phenomenal cigars. We're going to be on the outside because the equipment, we don't want it to be inside with the smoke. So we're going to be outside with our big, beautiful tent. The debut of the tent, Sean. How about that? So we got the debut of the Big O Show tent. Well, kind of, it's a second time. We whipped it out to kind of test it out over at Craig Zinn Acura once. But this is like the official, like, real, like, okay, we need the tent because we're outside broadcast. You know what I mean? So if you guys want to check it out, come on out, visit us. It is at 4640 North Powerline Road in Pompano Beach this Saturday, 1 to 5 p.m. We'll be broadcasting between 1 and 3. We'll do a couple of hours out there, and we'll be hanging out with Nick. Great opportunity to meet Nick Perdomo, man. So come on out there and join us. Love it. Let's see. What else do we have on here? Embiid gonna slap Simmons tonight. Oh yeah, Simmons. Yeah, We'll see what happens with that clown show tonight. I mean, Simmons for me is he's just a soft dude. That's all it is. You can hide behind whatever mask you want. He's just soft. That's, some people are like that, man. That's all it is. They can hide under the guise of whatever they want. Some people are just soft. And that's just Ben Simmons. That's it. That's what I look at him. I don't, Jonathan Martin, you're soft, dude. It's nothing to do with anything else. We tend to hide behind things that really affect real people, and we use it as some kind of a crutch. That happens in life in all kinds of things. And in my book, we could talk about people that deal with depression and all kinds of stuff, and it's incredibly serious. There's no doubt about it. But sometimes you're just soft, Let's just call it. Everybody that's soft doesn't have mental issues. Sorry. You can hide behind that if you want, but you can see it. You know what I mean? And that's all it is with Ben Simmons. What do we talk about with Tatum and Brown? Soft until proven toughness when it counts. And that's kind of the way I look at them. Big O Jay Martin waiting outside the studio for you. He's waiting for me outside the OK Coin Studios. He can do it. He can wait all he wants, baby. His soft ass, I'll be there. My hard-nosed self will be there. Let's see. What else do we have here? I am buying some pot seeds for this year's crop with crypto. I love crypto now. Wow. Okay. So Carla is smoking crypto. I mean, that's the crippy is something you do smoke, right? So that's really what Carla's talking about. She's really a pothead. She's just trying to use the guise again, hide behind the guise of crypto, but she's really into la creepy. You know what I mean? So who we kidding here with Carla? Carla right now, as we're speaking right now, Carla's picking out the seeds and rolling a fatty. Let's see. What else do we have? Ron G says, oh, you get a dislike now for calling my boys Tatum and Brown soft. That's all right. It's all good. You can give me a dislike. You should dislike it yourself until they show you some toughness. Did you see Paul Stanley's wig come off while he was performing? Check out the YouTube. Really? But he's always like off on his Instagram. So so he has an everyday wig? Oh, dude, he needs the hat I wear to get the hair back, man. He needs that hat, bro. By the way, the talks are in. So we will soon be sharing the information for you all on where, for those of you that are struggling with, the hair, I will soon be giving you the information on that. Okay? So we're working on it. So it happens to a lot of us, right? Around 53, something like that, I started to develop the natural yarmulke. And so I started to put on this product every day, a couple times a day. And oh, that is awesome. That is awesome. His wig came off. That's fantastic. I had no idea that he had a wig on. That's funny. That's funny as hell. Wow. That is classic. I did not know that. Wow. But he's way older than I am. So he's got to be near 70, right? Oh, that's 10 years ago? Oh, the video's 10 years. Oh, okay. Yeah, wow. Okay. So anyway, I was developing like all guys, it happens, right? You either start balding here, you start balding there, or whatever. So I started to develop the natural yarmulke. So I went and bought this hat, and I thought I was wasting my money. Buddy of mine told me, "Hey, I used it, and look, it works." And he showed me, the before and after pictures, and I was like, "Holy crap!" And okay, let me try it. What the hell? And I tried it, and 3/4 of the hair that was gone is back. I have one little quadrant left, and so it's pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. So there you go. Can I transplant the hair growing out of my ears to my head? If you could do that, greater good, you and I would have froze, because I would be like this, bro. If I could trim out the hair. Yes, I'm with you, man. Nose and ears, right? If we could just take out that and just put it here, bro. Come on, let's go. It's like, wait a minute, I'm losing here, but it still comes out here, and I can do a ponytail out of my ear. Yeah, I'm with you, dude. Terrible. What do you got for me? No, because you're holding the mic. I thought you were going to tell me about your bad hair experiences.
No, I've learned that it's so cold in here that when I grab the mic, it's like frozen to my hand right now.
Why do you think I went back
I'm
down?
just leaving it here, and then I'll just
I got you.
I'll pipe it up as I need to.
Okay. All right. I would have been on time, right? But I got last 2 weeks, it hasn't been that cold. So I always come with this jacket. And I believe I've taken off the jacket the last 2 weeks because it hasn't been that cold. So I walk in today, and dude, I'm freezing my ass off. And I go, Sean, keep the video going a second. I'm going back to the car to go get my jacket, because there's no way I could sit here for 3 hours and freeze my ass off. So
there was a question from a Samuel Loomis. I don't know if you see it on yours.
Yes. What about Loomis? Oh, Big O, what's the number of sponsors? I got a couple who were interested up here in the beautiful Saratoga area, rock and roll. Samuel, give him my business number, my brother. Okay? Give him my business number, and we will that's where they can call me and we can talk business. For sponsors, they can call me there if they're legit. 786-754-4664 for any sponsors that want to be a part of our show. 786-754-4664. That's our business number for sponsors only. Okay? That's not to talk sports. That's not to do anything. That's nothing. Okay? It's not for any jobs or anything like that. It's just a business number for sponsors who are interested in the show, please. Okay? 786-754-4664. That's the number of our business line. So please, that I actually would look forward to going to Saratoga. That would be cool to get a couple sponsors that would be interested. I think you would. Wouldn't that be cool? Go up in the summer, right? Go to Saratoga.
I'm down for traveling whenever.
Hell yeah, dude. That would be
as long as it's not blizzard weather.
No, it won't be. We're going in the summer.
Yeah. I'm not afraid of cold weather. I just don't
I know, but I know you're not afraid of cold weather. Holy crap. Jesus Christ. You make Eskimos look like they're wussies. Going to relive my college days. Just got my Styx REO Speedwagon tickets for this summer. There you go. Yeah, I like it. It'll be a great show. It'll be a great show. The Kiss cover bands, that's the wig, not the real Kiss. Oh, really? That's a Kiss cover band? Oh, okay. Oh, all right. Well, then that makes sense. Okay. Because I was going, man, he's always on Instagram with his hair, and it looks normal. It looks natural. That's what I was saying. And I was like, wow. But then again, I could get fooled all the time with that stuff. So, yeah, I'm not the expert on the hair wig and all that kind of stuff. Man, but they got all the lights and the pyrotechnics and all that there, huh? So, yeah, I guess it's a cover. It is a cover band? Well, that doesn't mean anything. The pop-up tent could be.
Oh, yeah. I see it. Yeah. It's probably Hey, although they spent a lot of money to be a cover act, dude. Holy crap! It's not bad. All right, what else do we have here? Hey, did before we get to our guest here, Alan Poupard, did you get that email that I sent you about Jayla Sue? The most beautiful athlete in the world. Her name is Jayla Sue, apparently. Now, you guys can tell me, guys and ladies, of course, who is the most beautiful athlete in the world right now? Now, this woman is a fitness model, and her name is Jayla Sue, and she's been tabbed the world's most beautiful athlete. Now, obviously, you are athletic, but being the name fitness model already kind of comes with it, right? But she is beautiful. I will say that. So I was just wanted to challenge, like, is there a current athlete that is more beautiful than this woman? Okay. Now you got to think of a current athlete right now on planet Earth in some sport that you would say is prettier than Jayla Sue. Okay. I don't know if you got it there. You got we're gonna bring it on, and we're gonna show you a couple of pictures because you can scroll down and you'll see several pictures. So this is the opening picture because she's going to be an FHM. Obviously, if you're an FHM, you've got to be incredibly fine. So as you scroll down a little bit there, Sean, and you'll start to see some of the other pictures. She is beautiful. I will say, she is beautiful. She got a hell of a body. There's no doubt about that. All right. There we go. Right there. That's one. Right. That's kind of the cover picture, right? Keep going now and go to the next one. Her name is Jayla Sue. So who would you put that's more beautiful than Jayla Sue? How's that? Trying to open it. Oh, no, you probably won't be able to because then you have to go into the Instagram. That's the thing. If you go into her Instagram, then you'll probably have to then go through all the Instagram pictures. Although if you go into the Instagram, you'll probably get better pictures and more direct right from there. So if you do have Instagram on there, then yeah, you'll be able to do that. But scroll down and see a couple of the other pictures. Lolo Jones, very pretty. It's a good one. Is she still racing? Is she still active? Did she get laid finally, by the way? I never understand these people. Tim Tebow, Lolo Jones. You're waiting forever to get laid. I mean, those pipes are going to get rusty. There you go. There she is. There she is. I gotta say, she is beautiful. Skylar Diggins, that's a really good one. That's a really good one. She does look very smart. Susan Day. No, she's prettier than Susan Day, and I'm a Susan Day guy. Love Susan Day, especially in LA Law. That's when Susan Day really had me. The Partridge Family, of course, but really in LA Law, that's where she had me. But that is Jayla Sue right there. Known as the most beautiful athlete in the world, supposedly. That's the label. I think she's prettier than Danica Patrick. Paige Sporanic, I think, can give her a run for the money. Yes, I like that one. That's a good one there. You guys have come up, Skylar, Paige. I like those. Those are really good. I can see somebody taking those two over her. You know, I mean, it's a really tight race. Don't get me wrong here. Still. So there you go, Jayla Sue. All right, let's go to Alan Poupard. Let's talk a little Miami Dolphins with our Sports Grill Miami Dolphins Insider Report.
Let's get ready to talk Dolphins football. It's the Sports Grill Miami Dolphins Report with Sports Illustrated's Alan Poupard. With locations throughout South Florida, Sports Grill is the home of the special grilled wings. Check out our sponsored locations in Miami on Bird Road and 114th and in Miami Lakes in the Royal Oaks Plaza. Here's Miami Dolphins insider Alan Poupard.
That is Alan Poupard from Sports Illustrated. If you're a Dolphins fan, make sure you bookmark that page and save it. There you go. Don't forget to smash that like button and visit the great people at Sports Grill and tell them that you heard it right here on the show and that you love the Dolphins Insider Reports with the great Alan Poupard and his Montreal Expos hat. By the way, I liked your article a lot on Ogba and the options if they lose Ogba. And obviously they're going to allow Ogba to test free agency. And I thought, by the way, I thought the list was pretty thorough. And overall, when you start talking about maybe one or two of your favorite players from that list, from the obvious ones to the maybe under the radar guys like an Ogba was, who were they for you in that list?
Yeah, well, you kind of put me on the spot Monday, and I told you I would do my homework and come up with a list, and then I figured let me put it in a story. You know what the big takeaway for me was in researching it, both in the draft and in free agency.
Deep.
Exactly. Like it's really easy to say, well, no, we don't want to give Ogba too much money and all that. Well, great, go ahead and replace him, because especially with the draft. If you look, there's a lot of really good edge defenders, but guess what? They're all going to be gone by 29. Obviously, Hutchinson, Thibodeau, Trayvon Walker, Karlaftis, Jermaine Johnson. Those are really like Jermaine Johnson to me is like the Tasmanian devil, but guess what? Ain't going to be there at 29. So right. you get to 29, and then once those guys are gone, and to me, it was like a whole lot of stretches. Like my list had like Logan Hall from Houston, who was like kind of a semi-project because he played inside at Houston, but his body is like he's perfect. He's a perfect fit for a 3-4D end. And it's one of those guys who's got upside. It's probably not going to make a huge impact early on. And once you get past the first 5 or 6 of those edge rusher or edge defender prospects, the likelihood of them being able to make an impact right away diminishes. And Dolphins are operating as in that they're not rebuilding. They're not like,
no, they shouldn't be rebuilding. There's no rebuild here.
I agree.
There's a retool of the offense and win a couple of more games than what you've won in the last 2 years. That's what the job is.
And maintain on defense. And you're not maintaining on defense with logically if you replace Ogba with a guy you get at 29th overall in the draft. I don't believe so. And then the free agency list, a big name. I mean, Chandler Jones is like a brilliant pass rusher. Jadeveon Clowney. Wow. Clowney, the thing with Clowney is not going to be – well, he had 9 sacks last year. And, dude, he's very good against the run. He is very good.
Yeah, I get that, but he's not the pressure guy that you really need. And the 9 sacks is like a career high for him, and that's because
he had another season where he had a good sack total. Again,
he needs a contract. That's why.
Okay.
But
look at the list.
The next name is the one that intrigues me. Go ahead. That's the one.
Randy Gregory?
Boom. That's the one, because that's the guy that was an idiot that has maybe figured out to stop being an idiot. And then you watch the last couple of years and he's actually turning into the player that he could be. And maybe the best is ahead for Randy Gregory.
Correct.
Since he's been able to stay away from trouble, I would take a chance on that guy. And he can't ask for the world because he has the baggage.
Correct. But the buzz out of Dallas is they're going to make a play on him, even if it winds up potentially costing him DeMarcus Lawrence. And now we get into a whole different conversation where he would become, to me, ideal choice. But
he has to ask for less money because he has had 2 Ogba outplayed him badly the last 2 years, by the way.
Well, he's had some injury issues. But
I'm just saying production-wise.
No,
Ogba is the better player the last 2 years than DeMarcus. And I like DeMarcus, but you probably can get a little bit of a bargain there on that one because he's got to kind of reprove himself a little bit.
Yeah, we'll see about that. I'm not so sure. And even Randy Gregory, even though the upside is there, again, I'd rather have Ogba than I'd rather have Randy Gregory. To me, I'm still baffled by the Dolphins, to be very honest. I'm baffled by the Dolphins not tagging Agba instead of Gesicki. I mean, we discussed the logic. If you're going to do Gesicki, that's fine. From that standpoint.
Yeah, but I think
17-8, dude. It's not the end of the world.
No, but I think the reasoning here's. Stay with me on this.
Go ahead.
The reasoning is, okay, we'll try to negotiate a contract to take that tag off of Gesicki by the deadline. If we can't, okay, the tag is not crippling. But on the defensive end tag, if we don't come to a contract, then that money could be crippling because it will limit what we can do in free agency because we have to anticipate that space. And as you know, that's a hard space. There's no way of moving it. So if the number's 19 or whatever the hell it is for a defensive, how much?
17-8.
17-8. So that 17-8 is locked in. So 17-8 of your cap is already used up. So I think they don't want to risk that if they don't come up with a deal, then they're stuck with it, that 17-8, and they can't be flexible with it. Whereas, as you know, that if they can then agree to a deal, he'll probably count like $5 million the first year against the cap because they'll lower it down or something like that. And so I think that's the only reason why they're not doing it, because they fear that if they don't get the deal that they want with Cantor, then they're stuck with that contract on a hard line number. That's why.
For who? For Agba?
Yeah. And then it limits their flexibility.
Drew's his agent, not Cantor.
Oh, Drew's agent. I'm sorry, Drew.
Right. But then when you're playing a dangerous game, because now you risk losing him. And to me, again,
you're right.
As I've said before, he is way, way more important to the 2022 success of the Dolphins than Mike Gesicki. And again, we've talked about all along about how much cap space the Dolphins have. Well, you can sacrifice $6 million. To me, it's not the end of the world. And I think I didn't like the move. I still
now here's the other thing. Now let me add another caveat that you and I don't know. What conversation did Chris Grier have the last week in the combine with some agent about one of these free agents? And who knows if they kind of met in the middle already on something. And when free agency starts, you'll see them replace Agba right away with whatever plan they had in place. You know what I mean? So that might be the other thing too. It's kind of a catch-22. It's Drew Rosenhaus going that week going, oh, okay, I got a lot of business for Agba. Yeah, Miami, yeah, we want this. Oh, that's a little high.
Right.
Well, Drew knows he has that money out there somewhere, so that's why he's asking you for it. And on the flip side, Chris Grier and company probably have a plan already. Like, okay, well, we're not going to give him a tag because we like this guy and we're going to get him for less money. And we think we're going to get pretty damn good production from it. So there's got to be, in other words, there's got to be a method behind the madness.
One would hope, but it's always, I mean, these negotiations very often come down to a game of chicken. It's like, yeah, go ahead, test your value. And then Dolphins thinking maybe, guess what? You're going to come to a sad realization that you're not getting what you think you're going to get in the free agent market, and then come back to us and we'll talk again. And maybe they'll get him at a number they like, as opposed to what Drew's asking right now. Again, to me, maybe I'm overly cautious.
Nobody can argue your stance, dude.
It's a dangerous.
Everything you're saying makes sense.
Yeah.
It's just a matter, like you said, it's just a matter of, you would hope that they must have something in place. You know what I mean?
Yeah. They weren't supposed to technically negotiate. Remember, the illegal tampering period is Monday. Oops.
Tampering period. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, tampering.
Yeah, sure. All right. Is there are you expecting them to be really active on the offensive side of the ball, like the O-line? Because that's where I really would like to see two veterans added to that O-line and bring real balance to that line. And I think it would help the young guys actually develop to have two studs with them that are proven guys.
No, I would expect them, and I would expect them also to use that to not have to like reach and then get yet another offensive lineman in the draft. Yes, absolutely. I would expect them to sign one or two free agent offensive linemen. I would expect them to make a move for wide receiver, and they're in no rush. Like, for example, I don't necessarily want them signing Allen Robinson to a huge deal on the first day of free agency. I'd rather see how it plays out, because there could be some really good players available.
I want Cooper.
Amari
Cooper. Yeah.
Exactly.
I actually want to get really greedy, and I want Jamison Crowder, move Waddle out, and sign Cooper also. That's what I want to do. Because I don't think Crowder will break the bank, but I love him as a slot guy. And then now I got the speed of Waddle and Cooper on the outside in the route running with Jamison Crowder as a terrific slot receiver. And that, I think, gives to an awesome receiving core. And then you could use Gesicki as your big receiver, as your fourth guy.
And there could be, and I'll give you two other really good slot receivers who could become available, who are not right now. That's Cole Beasley and that's Jarvis Landry, who are two very good slot receivers. Obviously, you have to make the money work.
Yeah.
Landry did not leave the Dolphins on the best of terms in 2018, but part of his issue.
But it's not these people. It's not the. It's
well, part of it is we wanted to get paid, and also there were some issues with Adam Gase. So
yeah. But those people are gone, so I don't think he should hold any kind of grudges because the people that he was dealing with, I doubt he has any issues with Chris Greer. I'm sure it was all Gase, pretty much at that time. So that might be, but he might ask for more money than Jameson, right?
That's a question. Well, that's a question.
What I like is Jameson is also a returner. He can help you out a little bit in the return game.
Who's scheduled to be a free agent, speaking of returners, right?
I know, and he's going to have a lot of takers. The legend.
Well, he will get offers, but accept the value of the returner these days. I mean, again.
I know. He's the only one that can return them for touchdowns. So, there's not a lot of value there.
No, there isn't, actually. You're right. There
the only guy that can score from one side of the field to the other is the incredible Jakeem Grant, baby.
There you go.
They'll be lined up at the door. I heard there's already like 15 teams waiting at his house.
That's it? Only 15?
They're all lined up there. They're just waiting for midnight, and then they're all going to go knock on the door, and then Jakeem will let them in one by one. And, he'll be sitting back like Caesar. What are you offering me? And, that kind of stuff. So, yeah, Jakeem Grant is, when we grow up, we want to be Jakeem Grant. I'm telling you. Well, at least we want to be his bank account. That's for damn sure.
There you go. I'll take that.
Follow him on Twitter at Poupard NFL. Catch his work there at Sports Illustrated. Bookmark his page. You are not a Dolphin fan if you don't bookmark the Sports Illustrated Miami Dolphins page. That's where you will get all the info. And by the way, that article with the defensive ends, he had all kinds of guys there. But I forgot to ask you, which is the sleeper one that you like out of that group? Because Randy Gregory was the one. What was the other guys of the under-the-radar guys?
They weren't them. Good old memory. Hassan Riddick certainly not under the radar. Melvin Ingram certainly not under the radar, and he's long in the tooth. I don't think I wrote about it, but Nwusu from the Chargers is intriguing. He's like a guy. He's a former second-round pick who looks like he's on the upswing, but he's more like an outside linebacker. Because remember, the thing is with Agba, he's quote unquote an edge defender, but he's like really like a D end in a 3-4. And some of these guys most of them are like quote unquote outside linebackers. But I'm trying to think and Wusu is one guy that was really intriguing to me. But he'd be more like a Van Ginkel on the other side, like a Jalen Phillips on the other side, like an oversized linebacker / pass rusher.
How about Hassan Reddick, which is another one that you wrote about, and he's the
same deal. He's
kind of gotten better lately too.
Yeah, he's pure get after the quarterback, outside linebacker, which is fine. You could use bookends with him, with either Jalen Phillips or Van Ginkel on the other side. Not sure how that leaves you against the run, though. This is why Agba is good, because Agba is solid against the run. I don't want to say he's a great run defender, but he's solid against the run. Yeah. And he has good pass rushing ability as well. So that ideally it's the type of guy you want to find. And those don't grow on trees. That's why I'm saying I'm going to keep repeating it. Dolphins need to re-sign him.
Can't argue with that. Follow him on Twitter at Poupard NFL. And like I said, bookmark that page. As a Dolphin fan, it is a must. Alan, thank you as always, my brother. We will catch up later on next week.
Yes, sir. Have a good weekend.
Thank you, sir. There you go, Alan Poupard, and that beautiful Montreal Expos hat.
This has been the Sports Grill Miami Dolphins Insider Report with Alan Poupard, exclusively on the Big O Radio Show. Make sure you subscribe to the podcast and never miss a report. Search Big O Radio Show on most platforms. Visit Sports Grill in our sponsored locations in Miami on Bird Road and 114th and in Miami Lakes in the Royal Oaks Plaza.
What do we have here? We are in the second floor poker room. Come on out and join us here at Hialeah Park, or come on out on your own and have some fun here at Hialeah Park, man. Lots of action, great people. The ladies are fantastic, taking care of you while you're gambling away. They will bring you drinks. They will bring you food. It is awesome, man. It is a great environment. Bitcoin, by the way, is just over 30. It's found, it went up to 42, and then it came down to the low 39s right now, and it's kind of found a little bit of a home, a little bit of a dip there into the 39, which is really nice overall, because it's nice. Again, it's buying time. When it gets under 42, it is buying time. So keep loading up on that Bitcoin. Free agency starts in a couple days. Let me give you the exact date. Look it up for me there, Sean, when NFL free agency starts. But it starts in sometime next week, like on Tuesday, I want to say. Today's the 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yeah, it's like the 14, 15, something like that. He'll tell us now. But yeah, we're right around the corner from free agency starting sometime next week. I think it's like early next week. I want to say Tuesday or Wednesday. I don't know why, but he'll tell us now. And we'll get that going. Panthers are back in action tonight at the FLA Live Arena, 7 o'clock to take on the Flyers. Boys are kicking some ass. Looking forward to that. What else do we have going on? We told you about the world's most beautiful athlete. Yes.
Free agency officially begins at the start of the new league year, which is March 16th at
Wednesday.
1 p.m.
So it's Wednesday.
Yep, but however, teams are permitted to negotiate with respective teams beginning March 14th at noon.
At noon, okay. All right. So they start with the negotiating that they're already doing. So Wednesday, 4 o'clock, folks. There you go. So Wednesday, 4 o'clock, Christmas starts. Wednesday, 1 o'clock. Wednesday, 1 o'clock. I'm sorry, Wednesday, 1 o'clock. So there you go. I like it. 1 o'clock. Let's get it done. Blake says, I bet Agba can get the bag from other teams. If the Bears will pay Quinn $60 million, Agba will get a huge deal. Probably. I don't know what listen, remember, the guy that signed Agba is the guy that is going to either re-sign him or sign somebody else. So they must have a plan in place. And it is a deep position, defensive end this year with the draft and free agency. So there are options. I think it's what I told Alan here, that he must have had some kind of a conversation during the combine with certain options out there outside of Agba that he likes. And Marvin Allen and Reggie McKenzie and Chris Greer and those guys, they must have gotten together and said, okay, let's not pay this much for this guy. We can get this guy for this price, and he'll excel also. So we'll find out. Now, remember, Agba was an underachiever in his initial contract. He became a good player here for 2 straight years because he needs a new contract. So the question is, what happens when you give him the new contract? Right? Because he hasn't proven that he can do what he's done for 2 years for the last 7, correct? So that's going to be the challenge for any team that signs him too, because you're kind of rolling the dice. You don't know which one you're going to get. And I love what he did here. And all of you that are put it there, he's earned a new deal. There's no doubt in my mind he's earned a new deal. And I love what he's done. But, there is still a little bit of some kind of a gamble here. And there's still a lot of the unknown, in other words. All right, what else do we have here that I wanted to talk about on the program? By the way, at 12:30, Marcel Louis-Jacques is going to join us with our Edge Energy Drink Miami Dolphins report. At 1 o'clock, we'll talk to David Dwork. We'll talk a little Florida Panthers with our ALennyLocksmith.com Miami Florida Panthers report. The lockdown segment is what we call that. So we'll have the lockdown segment there. So the Colts end up trading away Carson Wentz to the Washington Redskins. And I got to tell you something. And as a Dolphins fan, what happened? Uh-oh. What's going on?
Washington Commanders.
Oh, what? I said Redskins? Oh,
You
I'm sorry.
did.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's going to be hard, bro. It's going to be
Such a terrible name.
Yeah, the Commanders are a terrible name. So let's do it again. So they trade Carson Wentz to the Washington Commanders. Okay. How about the Washington football team? Maybe that initial name is the one that should stay with them now, just so we don't even say Commanders anymore. Okay, so they trade Wentz to Washington. And I got to tell you something. If I'm a Washington fan, like my season's over before it started. Not that Washington was on the brink of the playoffs or anything like that, or, they're this amazing team. I do like their defense. And I like some of their pieces on offense too. But I got to tell you, man, to get Wentz, and Wentz it's a shame. Wentz was a stud, like a flat-out monster. And confidence is everything in the world, ladies and gentlemen. I don't care if you're a secretary. I don't care if you're a dealer here at Hialeah Park. I don't care if you're an outstanding producer like Sean. You got to have confidence in your abilities to do anything that you feel you're going to do a good job and you're good at it, no matter what it is. And Carson Wentz had that confidence and that swag, and he was a badass football player. He was a guy that took control of the huddle. He was a guy that took control of big moments. He was a guy that could make big plays. And then all of a sudden, the rash of injuries, it's like it broke him. I give Andrew Luck a lot of credit because he kept suffering injury after injury and kept staying in there like a champ and doing his best to bail out a mediocre team. And at times he would. I mean, hell, that guy got to an AFC championship game with no line, no running game. It's amazing. He's super special. He went to the playoffs 3 straight years, went deeper every year with very little around him on offense. He had a couple of receivers, and that's about it. But he didn't have a good line. He didn't have a dominant running game. He was a monster of a player. And they broke him down, but he got tired of getting injured. Carson Wentz, the injuries broke him. And he is a shell of what he used to be. Did you know that Jim Irsay, he wanted to meet with Jim Irsay after the debacle for the Jags? For a couple weeks, he called Irsay, and Irsay kept not taking his calls, they were telling him he was out of town. Whether he was or not, nobody knows or whatever. But apparently Jim Irsay didn't want anything to do with Carson Wentz after the debacle against the Jags because he choked it out. I mean, he choked like a dog. And that's been the problem with Carson Wentz. He lost all of his confidence, man. And in losing your confidence, you're just not that same person anymore. You're not going to be the same lawyer with the same kind of swag in that courtroom if you don't have the confidence. Because the thing about confidence, it allows you to overcome adversity. And whether the adversity is the atmosphere, whether the adversity is failure, whatever it is, it allows you to overcome that adversity, that confidence. You could miss that shot, but you're confident you're going to make the next one. Right? So that's kind of the game. And in confidence, it's about everything. And Carson Wentz has none of it anymore. And I think the people that are around him see it. And I think Frank Reich thought he could get him and build him back up again and make him the guy he was when he was coming out of college, and he was a monster. And somehow or another, Frank Reich in 1 year, along with Jim Irsay, said, yeah, he's not the guy. We got to get out of it. And if you're the Washington fan, forget the Commanders, forget the football team in the front office, because they made the move, so I don't know what the hell they're thinking. But if I'm a fan, if I'm a Doll fan, okay, let's for craps and giggles, let's make some of you guys happy right now. There's no Tua on the team. They got rid of him, okay, which would make some of you happy. I would be really pissed. But okay, so they made a move for Carson Wentz. I would lose my mind, because I would already know my season's over before it started. By the way, that's how I used to feel with Ryan Tannehill at quarterback. I knew the season was over before it started, because I knew there was never a guy there in that spot that could make the difference in the game. And Carson Wentz used to be a difference maker. And the fact that he's no longer a difference maker and Washington still traded for him, baffling. Absolutely baffling. When is the Anthony Chang segment? Next week. Anthony Chang will join us next week. Okay, he will be part of the new addition to the family. This week, it's George Richards and David Dwork and Ian Rappaport. Next week, it'll be Anthony Chang. And we're waiting on a couple other things. We're going to hopefully add 2 more UM insiders also to the program. The idea is for the show to give you a Heat, Dolphins, and Canes report every single day. Something nobody can do. And so we're going to do that for you. And then we're going to add more on the national side too. Because obviously we got to cover all the national stories too. So we'll cover all the local stuff, dominate covering the local stuff, and then we'll also cover all the national stuff. So that way you can get everything here on the show. Like, obviously, we don't have a horse in the race with Washington or Indy or Carson Wentz, but it's an interesting story because I find the fact that guy has lost his mojo. It's, we've watched it with Rick Ankiel, and we've watched it with all kinds of players. Chuck Nobla. We've watched guys that just lost it, and they could never get it back again. And to me, that's the problem with Carson Wentz. And Washington, why would you make that trade? I mean, did Ron Rivera really want that guy?
Riverboat Ron, right?
Yeah. Talk about gambling. Wow.
Damn, now it looks like Landon Collins is going to become a free agent.
He's a pretty good player. Yeah, he's decent.
He's going to be leaving the Washington Commanders.
Okay. All right. Decent. Not Miami doesn't need that.
No. We got young safeties.
But he'll get some work. Let's see. What else do we have here? Maybe Wentz needs a hypnotist to get his confidence back. At this point, man of 1,005 holds, he should try anything. If Wentz couldn't make it with Frank Reich, he is toast. King Short, I like that. I'm sad for him. I was a big Wentz guy coming out of college, and he was awesome, dude. But I don't know, when you lose your confidence, we saw with Uwe von Schamann, he lost his confidence like nothing as a kicker for the Dolphins. It's one of those things, man. You can be on top of the world, and then all of a sudden, when you lose that factor, you're done. Yes, sir.
What's the thing the NFL does during the preseason with the teams?
Preseason games?
No, not the preseason games. The HBO that's on that.
Oh, Hard Knocks.
Hard Knocks. There was one during the season this year which was the Colts. I don't know if you saw that.
I did not see it. I wanted to see it, and I never watched it.
I saw bits and pieces, and I thought the most interesting thing was that with Carson Wentz, everything was family, or everything was family. Like it wasn't. They had all the defensive players, the linemen get together for dinner, but everything with Carson Wentz was about the family. Like 2 of the linemen did gender reveals, and he FaceTimed in to see the gender reveal, but he wasn't there, but he did the thing because he was at home and the baby was on the way, and he's like, I'm not going to miss the game, but as soon as the game's over, I'm heading straight to the hospital. And then he was there for a practice. But when you watched just, I guess, the individual Carson Wentz on there, it's more about, to me, everything else in football is just kind of like, okay, I can get away for a little bit and go play football.
I see. It's not a priority.
It's not a priority to them. It's not.
Yeah, and they hate that. They hate that. Like, yeah, if you're the quarterback, the football has to be your number one priority. You know, it's like family is second. They tell you all that crap, but it's bull. It's all about the team, dude. You got to sell out for the team. That's just the way it is. Big O, they should be named the Washington Do-Nothing since their proximity to D.C. Yeah, I like that. Because they never do anything in Washington. Year after year after year after year. Big O, this is by far the best sports show around. Thank you, and keep kicking ass, brother. Thank you, Arnaldo. Make sure you keep hitting that smash. There's 400 people watching. Arnaldo, this is the key here. 400 people watching, 157 likes. Come on, man. I'm not exactly sure. So you're watching, but you can't hit the like button to help out the show and get the algorithms going and more people. Come on. You're watching. It doesn't hurt to hit that little like button. Just come on. We should have 400. We should have 500 now because of the people that have come and gone easily at this point. Well, man, hit the like button. That is huge for us. Don't understand that, man. Give us a little love there. That really helps out. If you're not, if visit our sponsors or hit the like button, you know, that helps out immensely. So please do that. The Washington Pentagons. Okay. I can go with that. Why not? The Washington Pentagons. All right, let's take a quick break. Let's get ready. Hour number 3 on the program. I got to tell you about a football team that has is going the route of the dirty and desperate. I'll tell you that. Also, we've got the KSDT Sports Business Minute that we got to talk about. What else do we want to talk about here on the program? I've got something else also. We got to take a shot at baseball. Oh, and Shaq. Shaq was breathing fire, and he had every reason to do that. We'll do all of that next.
When you're ready to purchase a new home loan or refinance the one you have, American Dream Lending will make sure your loan experience is easy with fast approvals and quick closings. With many loan programs and competitive rates, now is the time to turn your dreams into reality. Ask about special financing for veterans. They never charge an application fee, and you will work directly with one of their experienced loan professionals. Stop dreaming and contact American Dream Lending today. 786-802-1727 or online at adreamlending.com. When protecting your family is your priority, there's nothing more important than a roof above the people you love. Call Tommy B. Butts Jr. Enterprises.com, 954-735-9826 or 954-394-1411 and ask to speak to Tommy, the owner. They specialize in all kinds of roofs, led by their highly crafted, skilled, and professional roof mechanics. All of their previous customers have an opportunity to enter their bi-weekly drawings to receive free an exterior impact metal door. Please call for more details. That's Tommy B. Butts Jr. Enterprises.com, 954-735-9826 or 954-394-1411. Trust Tommy to fortify and protect what's most important to you, your family. The Big O Radio Show is looking for an experienced salesperson in the radio or TV business. The candidate must have at least 5 years of sales experience in the broadcast business over the last 10 years. Please email your phone number and resume to bigoradioshow@yahoo.com. That's bigoradioshow@yahoo.com. Looking for an aggressive person who can help our platform expand into many avenues in our business. Reach out if you are the person that's able to make a difference.
Oh, great. You have a doorbell camera. Now you have a front row seat to your house getting robbed.
They're breaking into my house!
Ooh, there goes the TV. I'm sure it'll turn up at the pawn shop.
No, not the TV!
Just because you can see them, that doesn't mean you can stop them. With Slogans, you get 24-hour monitoring, a free home security system, and professional installation. Plus, free doorbell camera, one that'll actually work for you.
Get out of my house! Get out of the house!
Call 1-800-ALARM-ME.
The viewpoints, statements, or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc., ownership, management, sponsors, or website.
The Big O Radio Show is brought to you by Sports Grill, good food, good drinks, good friends. Craig Zinn Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume Acura dealership in the Southeast United States. The Fort Lauderdale Police Department. The FLPD is hiring. Go to FLPDjobs.com.
The Big O Radio Show originates from the OK Coin Studios. Invest a little time and save big. Just set the recurring buy and pay, 0 transaction fee after your first purchase. The Big O Radio Show is mastered by executive producer Sean Stanley from the OK Coin Studios. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
Welcome back. Hour number 3 coming to you live from beautiful Hialeah Park. Go to the website, hialeahpark.com. Come on out here. Enjoy all the gaming action, all of the slot machines. Best payouts, by the way. Best payouts in the state. That's right here at Hialeah Park. Come on out here. Second floor poker room. They've got all kinds of entertainment, great food. Food is really good, by the way. You can enjoy yourself while you're out here at Hialeah Park. So come on out and enjoy yourself. I know they're working on the next boxing event. I'm looking forward to that, man. Hoping we get it in the next couple months here and get that event going. We also we try to find some different and interesting sports stories every single day. And we do it on the KSDT Sports Business Report. All right, we talk about this all the time on this program. Crypto, right? And I keep telling you, it's the future, whether you like it or not, whether you want to believe it or not. Well, Nashville SC has become the first Major League Soccer team to agree partnership that will be paid entirely in Bitcoin. They're smart. Yeah, why are you going to give me $1? No, give me a Bitcoin. It's an ascending asset, baby. Give it to me. The franchise has signed an agreement with digital asset management firm Valkyrie Investments, which will be a founding partner of the club. The partnership secures the Nashville-based company the naming rights to the 850-seat suite at the club's new stadium, which will be called the Valkyrie Premier Club. The Premier space has been sold out for almost a year, despite the fact that the Nashville SC's new 30,000 capacity stadium is not due to open until May. The club believes it will be the largest soccer-specific venue in the U.S. and Canada. In addition, Valkyrie's logo will appear on the sleeve of Nashville's training kit as part of the deal. The MLS team's chief executive said that the club is not concerned by the risks associated with Bitcoin, adding, I think if you look at most major organizations today, there are so many that they are looking at what to do with your cash, whether you're keeping it at all, this currency or other currencies. It's something for our finance team to look at what's best to hedge on that. In other words, They don't want to tell you that the dollar's kind of weak and you got to go to Bitcoin, but the dollar's kind of weak and you got to go to Bitcoin. Anyway, the deal sees Nashville SC joining the National Basketball Association's Houston Rockets and Dutch soccer outfit PSV in accepting a sponsorship payment in Bitcoin. As a club, we want to be pioneers both on and off the pitch while also being authentically Nashville, said Dan Farrell, Vice President of Corporate Partnerships at Nashville SC. So there you go. It's coming. It's going to happen. It's the inevitable. It's just right staring you in the face constantly. Get on board or fall behind. Crypto is taking over, and Nashville SC has figured it out. That is your KSDT Sports Business Report.
This has been the KSDT Sports Business Report. KSDT CPA is one of South Florida's largest and one of the country's fastest growing accounting firms. KSDT is recognized by Forbes as one of the top tax and accounting firms for 2022. KSDT CPA is a full service firm that also excels in crypto. Visit online at ksdtcpa.com or call 305-670-3370.
Do what I did this year, man. Call KSDT. Straighten out your taxes. Personal, business, and if you're doing crypto, they know their stuff, man. All right, they know your stuff. Yoandri is one of the gentlemen that are there in the crypto department. So if you do call KSDT and you've got crypto questions, ask for Yoandri. He will take care of you, man. Good people out there, man. Was hanging out with Alan and George and all of them over at the FIU game. The other night, FIU and UM baseball. That was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed that, man. I just love baseball. You know, Girardi was there the other night. Joe Girardi was there because his son plays second base for FIU. So Joe Girardi was in the stands watching his son play for FIU. So that was actually really, really cool watching FIU and UM play over there at the baseball. And it's nice because it's such a short drive for me to go over to the FIU campus, man. It's convenient as hell, I got to admit. And in 10 minutes, I'm right there pulling in to the ballpark, and that's just that FIU campus. It's like a small city. It's really amazing how when my wife was going to school there, it was like we met at the South Campus of Miami-Dade, and then she went to FIU. And I remember there's like 2 buildings there. She went there. Now there's 30 buildings there. It's crazy. It really is amazing how it's grown. Big O, when it comes to crypto, you need to dumb it down for me. 6193, my brother, that's all of us. All of us. I need to get it dumbed down for me. I'm not like this technical expert that I know every in and out about a parachain and how it works and the sharding and everything that goes with it and how many transactions and all that kind of stuff and what it means. And I have to do a lot of studying myself to compare, one blockchain to another and, how much money and liquidity there is involved in investing in DeFi projects and one to another. What is the money behind? What corporations are tied to it? Who are the people that are running all of these different companies? What are their track records? Like Polkadot, I know it's run by Gavin Wood, who is part of the group that created Ethereum. And Vitalik is the genius that runs Ethereum, right? But you learn about all of this. Like Ethereum Classic was the original Ethereum, but it was hacked and screwed up. So then they scrapped it, and then they started Ethereum. And who did it? Charles Hoskin, who's running Cardano, Gavin Wood, who runs Polkadot, and Vitalik. And then those guys left, and Charles continued to build Cardano. Vitalik continued to build Ethereum, and Gavin went to, Polkadot. But these are things that most people don't know. They have no idea. I didn't know myself. But you have to kind of read and educate yourself. When people are freaking out about the government, the government's going to go after crypto And you have everybody posting, not everybody, but some of you posting on, and I'm laughing. Why? Because I do my homework. And I know that Sam Bankman-Fried, the CEO of FTX Cryptocurrency Exchange, is the biggest contributor to the Biden political campaign for presidency. So wait a minute. So the biggest donor to Biden is a guy that runs a cryptocurrency firm. You know, the one that has the name on the AAA, well, the Miami Heat Arena. It's no longer AAA. It's called FTX. Yeah, that guy. So how's he going to mistreat crypto? No, he's not. So really, it's all a different language to all of us. But basically, you don't have to become an expert on blockchains, because I'm not smart enough to tell you what's wrong with one blockchain compared to another, and the inoperability between another, and why this doesn't connect with another, and is Harmony building all of the different bridges to connect all of the blockchains, or is CKB or any of the other I'm not smart enough to know about all the little technical issues of it, but I am at least smart enough to go find out the business aspect of it and who's tied to what money is backing what, who is partnered with what, and that's how I make my decision. Because obviously, I didn't go to engineering school. So there's no way I'm going to be able to decipher technically how Cardano's built from inside out. That's Charles, dude. That's not my job. That's Vitalik's job. That's all the other people that are building, these blockchains. But our job as investors is to find out and do your homework. Find out who the CEO is. Where was he before? Where was she before? What other companies were they running? What companies are backing up this coin, that coin? Find out about that. But you gotta do your homework. If you don't do your homework, then you're completely lost. And then you believe the shit that's written out there. I was just talking to a friend of mine that he's Mr. Panic about everything. And that's why I've told him you can't be in crypto, because you believe everything that everybody is saying. And the problem is 99% of the people that are writing about crypto on NBC or in ABC or in the AP, they don't know anything about crypto and they're writing about it. Think about that. They don't invest in it. They don't know anything about it. Because if you don't invest in it, then why would you find out about how Polkadot was built? And the difference between the way they're doing things, the way Bitcoin does things, and the way Cardano does things. Because it's all different. But why would you care about that if you're not investing in it? And if you're a writer, you would have to be really involved. And most of the people that are writing about crypto and talking about it, it's all half-ass. I can tell because I see it on television, and I can tell by the questions they're asking them. I can tell that they're novices and that a producer gave them 2 or 3 questions because they went and did some research really quick and picked up some half-ass questions, but they know nothing about it. So what is it, 6193? We all have to get dumbed down with it. But the key thing is you have to have patience, and you cannot get flustered because you're confused. Because as you read more, as you do more homework, it becomes less confusing. You start to put the pieces of the puzzle together and you understand what's going on. I try to do that every day with you guys. I try to give you a little, at least what I think is insight on all of this. I pretty much try every day. I think most of you that have been listening for the last year, if you pay attention, you got to be a little smarter and understand what is going on. Now, if you've closed yourself off like some of you have, oh, it's a Ponzi scheme, it's this and that, and if you saw what the U.S. said yesterday, they kind of said, yeah, no, we got to learn more about this. We need to be a part of it, because they can't control it and they can't stop it. So they've got to join. Since you can't stop it, you need to try to join the bandwagon. So we'll see how the U.S. does with their own coin. Big O, I'm an FIU grad and used to cover the football team. Do you plan on covering them next season? We will have the head coach of the FIU football team on. How about that? Okay. So there's a new AD. Everything at FIU is new, pretty much. The head coach, the AD. So I was hanging out with Scott Carr, who's the new AD at FIU, and we made friends the other night. And so I was talking to Scott, and I said, hey, I would love to, because I like the new head coach. I like his attitude and his energy. So I was telling Scott I would love to bring him on, and maybe we can get him on once a month and talk a little FIU football and give them a little love. I have no problem with that, my brother. Nothing. C. Dola says, what about wrapped Bitcoin? Any idea? C. Dola, I just get regular Bitcoin, brother. I don't worry about the wrapped Bitcoin. So I just stay with regular Bitcoin and stake regular Bitcoin. So that's kind of where I'm at, man. Big O, when it comes to, let me see. When most people don't even comprehend basic personal finances like compound interest, pay yourself first, or even dollar cost average, in my experience. Brett, I can't argue that, dude. Can't argue. But you know what I was seeing? Like, this is like ridiculous. I'll show you something. So, OK Coin. I don't know if you can see this, but OK Coin right now, USTD DT is a stable coin. Is it there? You can barely see it, huh? Well, okay. Well, I don't know. Can you see US? It says 20%. Anyway, you can stake Terra USD UST for 20%. Do you know what that is? That's a stable coin. You know what a stable coin is? Stays at $1. It's $1. It's a regular dollar. So you put your $100 in there, you're going to get 20%. Why don't you go put it in your savings account? What are you going to get? People don't know this. Just go to OK Coin. We have a link there. You can share $20 free of Bitcoin. You got $1,000 in your savings account, and you want to just try it. Buy $200 of Terra UST, and stake it for 20%. Just to try it. Leave it there and let it grow. It'll fluctuate. It might go down 15, might go to 18, go back up to 20. But are you kidding me? You're going to give that kind of percentage for that? These are the things that people don't understand. Just don't understand. They don't get it. And it's there for the taking. Let's see. What else do we have here? Being that the show has grown so much, is there any chance you would have anyone from the Dolphins for an interview? Of course. Definitely. Would love to do that. Yeah, we will have people on from the Dolphins. We will have players on. We'll get to do some of that stuff. We'll do that. Don't worry about it. Russia's going to try to use crypto to get around sanctions. They could try. The only difference is, Sam, here's the problem. Again, the uneducated. You can track everything on the blockchain. So actually, you can know Russia's movements and everybody else's. So that's the thing. Can't hide it. So they're going to have to use Monero. I know Litecoin is also going to do something where you can mask, but I doubt they'll be able to do that either. They won't be. They stole like a couple million in Bitcoin like 10 years ago from somebody. And it was worth several billion now. And they were able to track it. And they busted the two people, jailed them, and they got the money back. Because it was hard for them to convert it, but it was also hard for them to hide it. Can't just bury it, bro. Your money is safer on the blockchain. It's what people don't understand. But whatever, man. It's, it's just one of those things that you got to understand what the hell's going on. Too many people are talking and they know nothing about it. And that's the shame. And so it scares off people. People have lost money here. And that's what these rich people want. They want to scare the hell out of you, sell your Bitcoin, and then they come in at a lower price. there. You know, working stiffs like me, I do my homework. I'm not scared. Those of you selling your Bitcoin, I feel terrible, but I also want to thank you because you've allowed me to buy lower priced Bitcoin so I can keep accumulating. Because the goal is I gotta own a Bitcoin one day, bro. I gotta own a Bitcoin. I gotta get there one day. There's only going to be 21 million of them. There's 8 billion people on Earth. You do the math. It's only going one way. Good point, Big O. It would be more like temporary hide and relocate. Exactly. Everything can be tracked on the blockchain. So you just can't be hiding stuff and all that. A lot of the things that you were able to do with money, you will not be able to do with crypto. A lot of the criminal activity that you were able to get away with money and banks, you will not be able to get away with crypto. Why do you think the government wants to control everything? Oh, Lordy. What can I tell you? Just bought some Tether, Big O. I don't know if you can stake the Tether, but you can stake the Terra on OKCoin and get 20%. That's not bad, dude. Big O, you should drop some Mad Dog memories like you do with Marino stories. Try to think of some funny Mad Dog memories that I've had. I usually just worked with Mad Dog, had a good time, but not really. I can't say I was having green lizards with him and partying and stuff like that. So that wasn't really the relationship I had with Mad Dog. I had Mad Dog was really good to me in the sense of, I remember every time my contract would be up, he was like, "Kid, you need any help? I know these bastards. They're going to try to take advantage of you. If you need me to look over the contract, me and my guy will look it over. We'll take care. We'll make sure you're all right. No charge. Not worried about it. I want to make sure you get your money." He was like that. He was good. I never took him up on it because you don't want to bother somebody with that stuff. You kind of want to handle it yourself and make your own stupid mistakes, which I did, by the way, on my early contracts. How do you stake USDC on? I don't think you can. If you want to stake USDC, I'll tell you, you can go to crypto.com, but they don't have, do they have Yes, they do, but it's only 2.57%. You can get 10% on crypto.com for USDC. I'm just being honest. Okay. I know OKCoin is my sponsor. Okay. And I love my sponsor. Terra USD is the one you can get a stable coin and you can get 20%. On USDC, they only have it at 2.57%. I know that if you have USDC and you're comfortable, and I understand there's also different stable coins and all that, and I love USDC. That's probably my favorite stable coin out of all of them. You can get 10% of it on crypto.com. So if you want to do it there, if you want to work on USDC coin, okay? Just being honest. Because we had wasn't that the idiot I blocked? Yeah, it was the idiot I blocked a couple of days ago. It was like, well, no, he only talks crypto because he's got a sponsor. Well, we've only had the sponsor for 2 months. I've been in crypto a lot longer than that. That's why you get blocked, because you do stupid things and you say stupid things that aren't accurate and they're just lies. And when you're like that, whatever the name of the idiot was that I blocked, how was it? Barney. It was Barney. There you go. That's right. It was Barney. So idiots like that, it's just like, it's stupidity. And here I am. I have my sponsor, but he's telling me USDC coin, and I'm telling you, well, over at Crow, they give you a little better. Man, I'm honest. Period. That's it. Good or bad or indifferent, whatever it is. But I'm looking out for you. I'm not going to, no. I'm not going to tell you about Crow getting you 10%. I'm going to tell you, go to OKCoin and get 2.57%. No, I'm not doing that to you, dude. That's not right. Is the OKCoin guy coming back? Yes, every month. He'll be on in a couple weeks. We're going to have Mandy Campbell next week from OKCoin on Wednesday. She'll be joining us. So we'll have Mandy on, and then in 2 weeks, we'll have Alex on again. So we'll have him on every 2 weeks. Okay? What else am I going? Oh, by the way, I am with Shaq on the. Oh, we don't have time. We got to go to Marcel. So let's do this. By the way, because I know I know that if I get into something, Marcel is probably going to, call in right there, and right at the same time that I'm talking. So let's do this. Give me a minute here. We'll come back with Marcel Louis-Jacques and our Edge Energy Drink Miami Dolphins report.
There's no need to drive around South Florida wasting valuable time looking for a new or certified pre-owned Acura. Go to the #1 volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States. Craig Zinn Acura of Pembroke Pines. Purchase with pace and space in a dealership tailored to your needs. From home buying to providing that personal touch. Contact the 2020 Satisfaction Award winner Craig Zinn Acura of Pembroke Pines. 888-776-5123. That's 888-776-5123. Or visit them at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines.
The Big O Radio Show is looking for partners to join our growing platform. If your business is ready to reach an audience that starts in Florida, crosses the nation while expanding internationally, this is the program that provides that vehicle. The Big O Radio Show is ready to broadcast live anywhere in the world to represent your event or product. To reach out by phone, 786-754-4664. That's 786-754-4664. Or email bigoradioshow@yahoo.com. Help us grow as we provide the content and personal connection corporate entities will never achieve.
Folks, you can support the hardest working sports talk show in South Florida through Cash App or Venmo. Just search Cash Big O Show. Support us through Cash App or Venmo. Cash Big O Show. We thank you for your incredible support.
If you're a Miami sports fan, then there's only one store to go to, and that's Caneswear at Miami Fanwear in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your inner Miami CF, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2511 South University Drive in Davie, and open 24/7 online at caneswear.com or innermiamiwear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Caneswear, the spot where Inner Miami and all Miami sports fans shop.
The viewpoint statements or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website. Time to get the edge on the Miami Dolphins with our Edge Energy Drink Miami Dolphins report. When you want the energy drink that's delicious and smooth with zero aftertaste, you can only order Edge Energy Drink at myedgedrink.com. That's myedgedrink.com. Here's the ESPN Dolphin insider Marcel Louis-Jacques.
There he is, Marcel Louis-Jacques. He is ready to go. He is locked and loaded. He's got his Heat shirt on and everything. I like it. You've dumped Sacramento Queens. It's a beautiful thing.
Easy there. No, the Kings are in town. I think it's March 28th. I will be in the building, and that's the battle for my fanship. The winner takes all being me.
Well, then you're already
I think it's fair.
then. I mean, because it's not like the Kings have a shot. I mean, come on, bro.
Yeah, just like the Suns didn't have a shot.
On the court, they're more the Joker than the Kings.
sticks and stones. Oh, sticks and stones. Just know I'm pulling up real loud when the Kings get a double-digit win at American Airlines Arena or whatever it's called, the FTX Arena. De'Aaron Fox goes for 30, and we'll see what happens. The stat line is the stat line from there.
Think about this. Think about this. Your franchise will never wake up because they play in a place called the Sleep Train Arena. Come on.
Hey, it's Golden One Center now, and it's brand new. It's state of the art, gorgeous.
It is nice. Actually, it is nice.
The only time I've ever been to Sacramento since, since 2012, was a couple summers ago. I was at my sister's wedding and took a little detour in downtown Sacramento just to go see it. After so many years of hearing Seattle and Virginia Beach and Las Vegas and all these relocation rumors, I was like, I have to see this thing that we've been, ripping ourselves apart over for the better part of a decade. And it's perfect, man. It is such a gorgeous place. I'm so happy. Unfortunately, it sounds like prices there are as bad as American Airlines. So, which is like, I can understand. I'll pay.
Gotta pay NBA salaries, baby. Come on.
I'll pay $80 to go see the Heat. I'm not gonna pay $80 to go see the Kings.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, but anyway, this is my dilemma.
It's all good. We feel your pain. We're Marlins fans also, so we understand what it's like with some rough teams at times.
$2 tickets.
We have to. And by the way, it's not like our Dolphins really have accomplished much in a long time. So it's our football team's been kind of painful also, by the way.
It's kind of funny. Yeah, it is. But, every now and then when I'm in the box before a game, I'll scroll through the little ticket apps. I forget which one it was, but it had a lower bowl seat for the Dolphins-Texans game going for $20.
Yeah.
Like $20, and it might have been 20 after tax, like 22 after tax.
I believe it. I believe it, dude.
Yeah, that's like almost losing money, man. Like considering the operational costs, if you have to sell lower bowl tickets for $20, it's oof.
You're better at home with a can of Edge energy drink in your hand and watching the game. It's a lot cheaper and a lot better. So
it's just games. I needed some Edge energy.
Yes. Our Dolphins need the edge. So what will give them the edge in free agency now? What do they got to do in free agency? What are you hearing? What are you expecting?
It's funny. I actually I put in a Godfather offer in our ESPN mock free agency simulator. A Godfather offer to Teron Armstead. It's going to catch a couple people by surprise. And please note that I'm not the salary cap expert, but I think that you have bags to give. Go ahead and give one out to the best free agent on the market in Armstead. Anchor that offensive line, even though it's not to his blind side. He is still a Pro Bowl caliber offensive lineman. That's more than you can say for anybody else they've got on the roster right now. Go ahead and add some stability right there. After that, man, I really don't think they need to make crazy, splashy additions. They don't need to go out and spend all $51 million that they have left. You're going to need about 10 or so, 7 to 10, just to make additions throughout the year, signing vets in the season after if your guys get injured or if a marquee name becomes available, you want to at least make yourself a player in that. So I'm not saying spend all $50 million, but Teron Armstead, I think is a name that they really need to target. Trent Brown, maybe even if he gets out of New England for sure, and could throw him on the right side. That is Tua's blind side protector. They do need another right tackle right now. Jesse Davis is not the move. It doesn't look like Devontae Adams is going anywhere. That's another one I would say throw a Godfather offer at and see what happens. But, there's not a lot of these. They don't need to be in on every big name free agent. They don't need to be in on Chandler Jones. They don't need to be in on Von Miller. I think that, they can address a lot of these needs through the draft, specifically playmaker and wide receiver, running back, all that. But offensive line needs to be taken care of in free agency. Another name that just became available yesterday that I do have some history with. I think the city of Miami also has some history with is John Feliciano, starting guard for the Bills over the past 3 seasons. They're letting him go. He is a multiple position interior offensive lineman. He can play either guard spot. He can even play center right now, which was a revolving door for the Dolphins last year after Michael Dieter was injured. And really, it hasn't really been a position of stability in quite some time. So I think it's a name that, depends on whether he wants starter money or if he's okay with being a depth piece, because I think to start off the season, he will be a depth piece. But Austin Jackson is not exactly a ironclad lock there at left guard. I don't even think Dieter is an ironclad lock at center. I think this would give opportunity for Feliciano to come back home, former Hurricane, and legitimately compete for a starting spot if Jackson and Dieter struggle at any point during the season.
Feliciano already tweeted out to have the Dolphins call me. So he's already kind of tweeted that out in having a little fun there on social media. What's that?
I talked to him last night. I told him, come on home, man. Come on home. And he said he's trying. So, we'll see if that actually materializes. It, like I said, depends on what he's asking for, what kind of role he's willing to settle on. So
he's up there. He's up there in years now, right? He's already in his low 30s, right?
I don't think so. I think it's late 20s, more like late 20s.
Okay, so if he's late 20s,
I would get somewhere around 28.
Oh, so he still has a good. If he's he's still that young. Oh man, it just seems like a while back that I was at the East-West Shrine game, sitting there with him and who else was there? It was oh man, what was the name of the kid that Golden made him a defensive tackle, and he was a legacy kid that he screwed up his career here. He should have been a defensive end, and he made him like a defensive tackle, put all that weight on him. Damn it, what's his name? Anyway, I remember seeing he played for the Steelers for a couple of years. I forgot the damn kid's name, and he was a good kid. Feliciano is 30. He's actually 30. Born February 10th of 92 in Davie, Florida.
I don't feel like I thought that he was younger than me, so that's why I guess 28, 29. But either way, I mean, 30 is for an offensive lineman. You're fine.
You still got a couple of years.
You're fine. You got 2 more contracts in.
Oh, I don't know about 2. Damn. Holy crap.
You got
him on that avocado ice cream diet that Brady was on, bro? Is that what you're doing?
You stay healthy, you got 2 more contracts at 30. I mean, look, we just saw Andrew Whitworth playing the Super Bowl. He's 43, 44. So, you can do this. Trent Williams is still the best left tackle in the NFL. He's pushing 40 if he's not 40 already. So, I think that you can, it is a position that if you take care of yourself, that you could play for a long time. I'm not saying he doesn't have 2 5-year contracts in him. He doesn't have 2 4-year contracts in him. But, a 2-year and a 3-year, why not?
We had Alan Poupard on before, and he was also very gung-ho on Armstead also. And I like him as a player. But my problem with him would be health. He never plays an entire season. And so he's guaranteed to be out. And that's the one thing that I would be concerned that if I'm Miami, I'm not paying top dollar for a guy that cannot stay healthy. I know he's a player when he's playing, but what if he breaks down on you towards the end of the season and you don't have him for the playoffs? How does that do any good? So that's the one thing that I would be concerned with the Teron Armstead is that injury history.
Yeah, I mean, injuries are part of the game. It is tough to stake $90 million into a guy like that. But I think that's what it's going to have to take, man. It's going to take a 4 or 5 year, or probably 4-year, $90-ish million. I think I offered 92 over 4 with something like 60 guarantee. It mirrored the David Bakhtiari contract is basically what I was aiming for here, that we're getting similar levels of production. I just think, maybe Bakhtiari gets a little more shine, a little more notoriety because of, the beer chugging and who he plays for up in Green Bay and wears 69. He's a real fun guy. But, you're going to probably get similar levels of production out of him and Armstead. That's what I modeled this contract after. And, for everybody who sees it and might flinch a bit. It's just, that's what it costs, man. Left tackle is expensive, and you can afford to make these kind of moves before you have to pay a quarterback. And right now they don't have a quarterback who is, they don't have a quarterback who they're going to be shelling out all that money to. You might as well take advantage of all the space.
By the way, if you want to order a little Edge energy drink, of course, great sponsor of our program. The link is right here on our YouTube page. You can go to myedgedrink.com. Delicious, smooth, and zero aftertaste. Great sponsors of our program and of this segment here with Marcel Louis-Jacques. You start to look at some of the decisions that they've got to make out there. What did you think of this J.C. Jackson story? Because I have a hard time believing they're going after him. And then I know this Byron Jones stuff was being written. The team had to have known for a while already about that injury and the surgery and all of that. Unless you know something I don't, or maybe something's going on with X, then maybe there isn't a deal going to happen and they're going to move him. I have a hard time believing that they're also going to spend that kind of money on J.C. Jackson. So what'd you think of that story?
Yeah.
And how could that even
I don't really
happen?
I don't see a scenario in which J.C. Jackson and Xavier Howard play alongside each other in Miami. That's significant capital. And I feel like we've talked about this before. That is significant capital into the cornerback position. And I know that these ball hawking press type corners are the reason why Miami can do what it does and what it's been able to do on defense. But man, there is such thing as too high of a cost. And it's not going to be cheap to move on from Byron Jones. You have to trade him if you want to sign J.C. Jackson. The problem there is teams know that you have to trade him, so you're not going to get anywhere near value for a player of his caliber. He's still, maybe he's a tad overpaid in Miami. It is what it is. I think you have to overpay to get people to join rough situations. This was a rough situation when he signed. But either way, he's still one of the better cornerbacks in the NFL. I think there are teams out there who, if Jones was their number one cornerback, they'd be happy. Go ask Seattle if they'd be happy with that. Go ask Kansas City. There's a number of teams that would love to have him as their number one corner, but they're not going to give you third, fourth round pick when they know that, okay, you have to shed salary. How desperate are you? Right. So, and I saw a suggestion, some people a couple Madden GMs were saying, move Jones to safety and Jackson to corner. And again, this is not Madden. You're not paying $50 million to three members of your defensive secondary. No. That's not going to happen. And it's to everybody who looks at the Rams and says, look what the Rams did. Screw the cap. They just won a Super Bowl. The Rams are way readier to compete than the Dolphins are right now. These are not comparable situations. They should not be comparable strategies, team building strategies. Don't even ignore the city of Los Angeles. It doesn't exist. Don't look at them. Don't compare yourself to them. The Dolphins are in a completely different space. So I'm not paying too much attention to it. I'm not giving too much credence to it. Wherever he goes, I'm sure he's going to earn top dollar. You already got one corner who wants top dollar. Why the hell are you going to want another one to compete with? You think X wants to once again be the second highest paid cornerback on his team? Oh, God, no. So the only way I see them getting J.C. Jackson is if they are able to trade Xavier Howard and then are in the market for another corner.
And by the way, that would be the only way you do it. Why? Because X is the one that's going to bring you back multiple picks. Whereas Byron Jones, when you're trying to trade him, teams are going to say, oh, so you're trying to open up cap space. So you won't have the same leverage trying to trade Byron Jones than you will X, because X's contract right now is very manageable in a trade, and then you can then play with the new deal that you have to give him down the line. With Byron Jones, that's a whole different monster there, and that's what people don't understand. That's why it doesn't make any sense whatsoever, and that's why, JC could be here, but then you're telling me there is no X deal, and what there is an X trade coming any second now.
Yeah, that's kind of the gist of it, and also they can save a little bit of money if they release Byron Jones and designated him as a post June 1st release, but you're not able to access those funds. You're not able to access that saving until June 1st. So it would kind of
It does
handcuff
nothing
them a
for you.
bit
Yeah, it does
in
nothing.
this free agency market during free agency. So it's just not worth it, man. If you want to move on from Byron Jones, he's got an out next year where I think it's only a $4 million dead cap hit or something like that instead of 14 like it is this year. Just eat it, man. Figure things out with Xavier Howard. Don't need J.C. Jackson. You got the cornerbacks were not really the problem last year. They were banged up a bit. Don't get me wrong, but I think that they really got something with this secondary. They really are on their way to being one of the better secondaries in the NFL with Howard and Jones, both Joneses and Holland, and maybe even Nick Needham if they're able to bring him back.
All right, Marcel Louis-Jacques joining us. By the way, you can follow him on Twitter at Marcel_LJ. Marcel, when you look at the wide receiver position, they need a wide receiver or two. Are you expecting them to be a player in free agency for a top tier wide receiver that may become available, or may become available? Like, obviously Cooper could be the guy that's also available if he's released from Dallas. How active do you expect him to be in the draft? I mean, in the wide receiver spot, will it be more about free agency or will it be about the draft?
I think that as far as addressing that position, there's a couple names that they could get in the draft. It depends on how the cards fall. If teams are really down on Jameson Williams' health and he's available at 29, I think you take him and you don't think twice about it. If a guy like Treylon Burks is available there at 29, I think you take him and you don't think twice about it. The issue is the issue with solving it in free agency, which I would have loved for them to do if I was a Dolphins fan, is like I was saying, Devontae Adams is not looking like he's going to be available. Chris Godwin, franchise tag, he's not available. You already don't like Odell Beckham Jr. You've made your thoughts known on that, even though I think he'd be a good number 2 here.
I just told you I can't count on Teron Armstead. And he's not half crazy. So how the hell am I going to count on Odell Beckham, who's also breaks down and is half crazy?
I don't think Odell's crazy. Odell just played in Cleveland.
He's proposing the kicking nets and then getting him in fights with kicking nets.
He's just showing him.
How is that not crazy?
He's fine. Like, he's not Antonio Brown. Like, I think he's more stable than he gets credit for.
He's not that crazy.
I think Amari Cooper, if he's cut, then bring him in however you can. I think that is a perfect compliment to Jalen Waddle, a guy that is good after the catch, a guy who creates separation. That's my issue. That's my issue with bringing in, like, why can't I think of the name? Allen Robinson, because Allen Robinson, despite the bad quarterback play he's had to deal with over the past couple of years, he doesn't separate. He doesn't create after the catch. He's a great jump ball receiver. Like, he's a big physical guy. But I think that the NFL is starting to shy a little bit away from the big, strong receivers of old, man. Like, this isn't the Terrell Owens days where your receivers had to be 6'3", 220.
Not durable. Not durable, by the way.
And not durable. So, and neither is Amari Cooper, but I think Amari is – I would rather have Cooper than Allen Robinson based on what Mike McDaniel and Frank Smith and Wes Welker want their wide receivers to do, which is separate and create after the catch. And when you look at those metrics, Amari Cooper is among the best receivers in the NFL since he entered the league. It's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. Dallas, the only reason he's available is because Dallas fumbled their cap situation. Like, this isn't like he did anything wrong. It's just they signed him to $20 million a year or something absurd that maybe they couldn't afford. They went all in and failed, and now they've got to scramble. So I do what it takes to get Amari Cooper. I think adding him and Jalen Waddle to the mix is it's night and day from what he's had to work with over the past few years.
And unlike Odell and AB, Cooper is normal. So we'll do that. All right. Follow him on Twitter at Marcel_LJ. Catch his work there at ESPN and catch him twice a week doing his thing here, giving you the edge with our Edge Energy drink. Miami Dolphins Insider Report. Marcel, thank you, my friend. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you, man. See you Monday.
Dolphins, you now have the edge.
Have the edge on the Miami Dolphins with the Edge Energy Drink Miami Dolphins Report featuring ESPN's Marcel Louis-Jacques. Get the energy drink that's delicious and smooth with zero aftertaste. You can only order Edge Energy Drink at myedgedrink.com. That's myedgedrink.com.
Wait, somebody brought us a present here. What do we got here? What's going on? Here, give him the mic a second. Come over here, sir. We'll put you on the air and everything. Because if you're bringing us a present, we got to. What's going on? First of all, what's your name?
What's going on? Oh, this is DJ Gallagher, one
of
your loyal listeners.
DJ Gallagher. So you brought us a Gallagher.
I did. I brought you a small little Gallagher. That way you could remember all of us that are listening to you here live on the radio.
Yeah, baby.
And let me tell you something that.
Thank you, man.
It's fantastic to see the real product live. You are amazing, and we are very, very lucky to have you on our airwaves.
Well, you're too kind for that part there. But, dude, thank you for coming, first of all, and visiting us out here. But it's very nice. The DJ Gallagher would bring us a Gallagher. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to see if because it's probably got a little dust. I'm going to have to clean it up. I'm going to put this Gallagher on top of my real Gallagher and then take a picture of it and send it out.
There you go. Well, listen, I'll leave you in great hands. Sean, you're the best in the business. Oh, thank you for doing everything that you do, and we look forward to seeing you soon.
Thank you, my brother. I appreciate you, man. Nice shirt there on Ukraine. I like that. That's very nice. Very nice. Very nice. Thank you, DJ, man. That is very, very nice coming by, saying hi, and giving us a little Gallagher. That is so cool. So there we go. Something else for the studios. I don't know how I'm gonna display this in the studios, to be honest with you. I don't know. Should I put that out there? They might think we're giving it away or something. Yeah. You know what? Let's hide it. I'll put it away. I don't want anybody to take my Gallagher here, bro. Thank you, DJ Gallagher. That is very nice. Hunter Butler, thank you for the super chat. Big O, just buy $200 worth of UST and stake it at 20%. That's it. That's it, dude. That's it. If you got a savings account, you can get more out of your savings account. You know what I mean? Did I miss a super chat earlier? Because I thought I saw one, and maybe I was in the middle of a conversation and I couldn't read it. Because there was one that I think I might have missed, and I apologize if I did. And for that gentleman that was asking, you can get my Edge drink. You can get Edge energy drink anywhere you are in the country, okay? myedgedrink.com. And then mix it with some liquor, and it's going to freak you out. I'm telling you. Some vodka, some rum, you're going to love it. But just straight up, it is a great energy drink. What was it? Because I know I missed one. What was it?
I believe it might be this one. I think I missed this one too. It's Cap for Life.
Right.
He says, Philip, Merlin, Charles Harris, Deion Jordan, all first-round busts. We spent almost 15 years waiting to get an edge rusher, and now you want to get cute, shaking my head. That was – I'm trying to think when.
Yeah, but I mean,
the
guys in place aren't in charge of all those guys you talked about. So I know that Charles Harris, you can tie it, if you want, because Greer was with these guys. But right now, let's wait till everything develops. Maybe Ogba comes back. Maybe they get somebody better that turns out to be better than Ogba. I don't know. But we can't sit here and complain about something until it actually happens. So let's wait till it's actually bad, and then we can figure it out.
Yeah, I probably should have scrolled up because he actually has another one before that one that kindly went through. He says, you finally have not one, but two edge rushers, and now you want to get rid of Ogba. You better have a hell of a contingency plan that's proven and cheaper. And that was another super chat from Cap for Life.
Okay. All right, there you go. Well, Cap for Life, thank you. I'm sorry that we missed those because we were probably in the middle of conversations. But I thank you for that, my friend. What else do we have here? Miami should fire Greer if he spends money on wide receivers before fixing left tackle in free agency. Biggest waste of money in NFL history will be signing Cooper or any wide receiver without first signing a top offensive tackle in free agency. Well, it depends. We'll see what happens. What if they want to get it in the draft? I don't know, man. I don't coach the line. So they have three guys that are experts on that. So let them figure that stuff out. And hopefully they'll be, look, this is why they're here. Okay, they're here because they know more about blocking than what's been going on here for a long time. So maybe that's the issue here. I got this cable tied up on my freaking shoe, and it's like a pain in the ass. There we go. So now we're good. All right, let's talk a little Okie with our ALennyLocksmith.com Florida Panthers segment. It is time for the lockdown with David Dwork.
Time for the lockdown segment with Florida Panthers insider David Dwork. This lockdown is brought to you by A. Lenny Locksmith Services. Count on them 24 hours a day. Go to the website at alennylocksmith.com. Here's WPLG Local 10 insider David Dwork.
All righty, we are ready. A little Okie tonight as the Flyers are in town to take on the Panthers at FLA Live Arena. And my man David Dwork, you can catch his work there for WPLG. He's got his own podcast also, Chirpin' the Cats podcast. And you're back, baby. You're back. We're teamed up again, which is it's good this time around, and a little better than the last time around, my friend. How you doing?
I'm good, man. It's good to see you. That was really cool, that intro. I like that.
Hey, man, we even though we may not have the resources at other places and other stops we've been, we're still doing way better than we were. So yes, we find a way to do things here and get it done a little better than we've done it in the past. So it's good, man. It's good to have you part of the family too, because we've been able to put together one hell of a lineup now here on the show. So it's good. Every day we're coming at people with all kinds of reports from all the teams, and I'm so happy that on the business side, I was able to get this all lined up on the Panther side too, because I really wanted to add you and George to it. And I'm not done. I'm working on something else that I'm trying to give more coverage to the Panther fans out there that deserve it. But besides, dude, this is the best team in town. Okay, I know the Heat are really, really good, but this is the team that's really got a shot at the Stanley Cup.
Yeah, it's crazy. As the season has gone on, it's just, nothing's really changed. The train has stayed on the tracks. They've had 1 3-game losing streak all year, and then all they did is come out like maybe the best they've looked all season in the games since that 3-game losing streak. So, I mean, this West Coast trip coming up is going to be a good test for them because they're going to play some tough teams. They're going to be out west. The road has been, maybe a challenge for them at points this year, although right now I think they've won, 5 in a row on the road and 4 in a row overall. So, I mean, overall, it's just the snowball's going down the mountain at the right time of the year. And yeah, I mean, as much as I love the Heat and as good of a year as they're having, the Panthers just kind of feel kind of like a juggernaut.
Yeah. Now they've got to pair that with a long run in the playoffs now, or a cup, one of the two. But they've got to add that, because you and I know, those of us that follow it, we know they're special. But like the average fan or the one that's on the other side of the fence, they don't know how special this is. You know what I mean? And so that's the crazy part. So now you've got to kind of put both of them together. And with a long run this postseason, I think now we get the craziness behind the Panthers that they deserve, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, the diehard fans have been there all along, so they're obviously kind of basking in it right now. But you know how South Florida fans are, just as I do. And the only thing that's really going to get their attention is consistent winning. One playoff run, maybe you'll raise a few eyebrows. Maybe, you'll sell a few extra home games. But if this team shows, if they have a ridiculous regular season, they go on a long playoff run, they come back next year, they start to do it all over again. That's when people start paying attention. The wins, the bling factor, that's South Florida. That's what they love. The Heat have been an overall consistently winning team for the better part of 3 decades now. And that's why the Heat are kind of the team of the town. They've taken from the Dolphins. They've taken from the Canes. The Marlins never really were there. The Panthers never really were there. It's always been either Dolphins or Heat. If the Panthers can do what it looks like they're lining up to do, which is be good consistently for the next several years, I'm very curious to see how high they could rise in the hierarchy of local sports in terms of how popular they are with the fans. But if they keep winning, the sky's the limit.
Yeah, it'll get, dude, you saw it in Tampa. We can do that here. Once you create the buzz And then people, you know how it is, David. All you got to do is get somebody to go to a hockey game, and then that changes their entire perception of the entire sport. If they're constantly watching on television, they don't really get to fall in love with it the same way. Once they go live, then they realize, like, holy shit, this is actually the best sport live.
Yeah.
Like football, baseball, basketball, soccer, they're all better on TV. This is the one sport that live is just a completely different monster. And, in the 90s, we got some people to do it and they got on the train. Only problem is the team was built for just a moment. This is built because it's something that can last a long time. And so now you've got a real opportunity to build a monster here. So getting into tonight's game, what do we know about Lundell, man? How serious is it? What's the deal with Lundell?
Well, he's not going to be out there tonight. I did ask Andrew Brunette after the morning skate if he thinks it's anything long-term. He still says he's just day-to-day. There was no structural damage. Actually, now that I think it was George that asked about Lundell today. I don't want to take any fire from George's smokestack. But no, Brunette didn't make it seem as though it was anything serious. He hasn't been put on IR, which is kind of an indicator because the Panthers are kind of in a tight roster situation. So hopefully it's nothing serious. He's going to hopefully make an appearance on this next road trip. It just kind of goes to show how important this kid, this 20-year-old rookie, has become to the Panthers. I mean, we really didn't know just what to expect. The only thing I knew about Lundell heading into this season, aside from what we'd seen in him on the international stage, was that Bill Zito and at the time Joel Quenneville lit up when they talked about this kid. Right. So that had me excited heading into the year. And I mean, we've seen it as the season has gone on. He's just gotten better and better. And he, the term baby Barkov has been used to describe him. And it's really not that far off when you think of, the attributes that Barkov has and how he started as just a teenager himself when he was a rookie. It's exciting to think about. And so, yeah, it's a good thing. It doesn't look like it's anything long-term. He should be back within, hopefully the next week or so. And he can get back on that train that hopefully will take him maybe to a Calder Trophy. I don't know. There's some more exciting scorers out there, perhaps. But in terms of like a well-rounded player, like a 200-foot center, the kind of guy who like teams covet, that's what we're seeing Lundell. He's basically following in the footsteps of Sasha Barkov.
Yeah, but again, so young to be that ice cold in his veins. That's some scary stuff, dude, because that's why I'm so impressed with the kid, because to be this young and be so fearless, it's pretty awesome, man. It's pretty awesome.
And just think about, his prime years are still 5-6 years ahead of him, and he's going to do nothing during that time but learn from maybe the guy who he can best embody in Sasha Barkov. And he's going to be around these amazing players and on these great teams, which is only going to give him more of a chance to grow and flourish, because he'll have very good players around him. Just when you think about what the bar could be, when you look at, the guys on his own team, when you look at Barkov and Aaron Ekblad, and you look at Jonathan Huberdeau and the guys that started really young and worked their way up with this organization, suddenly you're starting to think, and you can add Spencer Knight to that mix as well, that the Panthers are suddenly maybe a breeding ground for these superstar type players. And the evidence is there, right? The receipts are right in front of you.
By the way, Knight is here to stay, right? That whole thing was more about getting him playing time down there and fine-tuning him a little bit more, so he's in a little bit more of a groove since he doesn't play nearly as much up here.
Yeah, well, he's back in Charlotte. He started there last night. He actually kind of got lit up a little bit last night. But remember, he had traveled the day before. He played in the NHL the day before that. I think right now the goal with Spencer Knight is, as you just said, get him playing time, get him back into kind of a routine of getting those, not just practicing every other day or practicing every day, but getting shots, game situations.
Guy? Like he's going to be back to be the permanent backup there.
Yeah. Oh no, for sure. Like you can tell just the way they brought him back when they brought him last week for the back-to-back. That's what I did ask Andrew Brunette today. If the plan was to bring Knight back, because they have another back-to-back next week. I believe it's Thursday, Friday, Vegas and Anaheim. And I asked him specifically if you're thinking of bringing him back for that back-to-back, and he didn't. He's like, oh, I don't know the total plan yet, but he kind of gave me the yeah. So I'm pretty sure that's going to be what the case is. It's just the roster situation right now is so tight, and Spencer Knight is one of only a few players on the team that don't have to pass through waivers to go to the minors. So they're taking advantage of that, and they're doing it in a way that they're getting this kid a lot of ice time. Which, I mean, look, how great did he play the other night in Buffalo when he'd, been in the AHL for a month. So I think, when the playoffs start, he is absolutely the guy that's going to be, if nothing else, the backup. I mean, it's still, I think, a little TBD in terms of which guy they should roll with when the playoffs get here. Hopefully we'll get to see Knight at least, a handful of starts between the trade deadline when rosters expand and the playoffs start, just so you can kind of see, unless they're really, really comfortable with rolling into the playoffs with Sergei Bobrovsky, I would hope that they're going to get a good look at Spencer Knight over the course of the last month or so of the season, so they can just kind of lock into their one goalie for the playoffs. Because what happened last year, in the first round, where you start 3 guys in the 6-game span, it can't happen again. They got to find one guy and just roll with him.
I think you already answered that question, because I'm asking out of pure ignorance, because I don't know all the rules. I know in baseball you only have a certain amount of times you can call up or bring down a minor leaguer. How is that in hockey? And you said something, he doesn't have to clear waivers. So does that mean they have a free-for-all? They can send them up and down as many times as they want, or is there a limit in the season?
To the best of my knowledge, there's no limit for a guy that's waivers exempt. I will have to double check on that. I haven't read anything. I haven't heard anything. I don't remember anything about the young guys that get moved up and back. There may be not many situations where a guy would be moved enough times where you start to think about that kind of thing, where there is a limit. But no, I think at this point, I would only expect it to happen maybe 2 times at the most between that. Because remember, the trade deadline is 2 Mondays from now, the 21st. After that, as long as you're under the cap, you can have as many guys as you want on the roster. Okay. That's when he'll be back, probably for good. I would imagine, because while it's been ideal for them to get him some playing time in Charlotte, once the trade deadline's over, you're kind of on the home stretch between then and the playoffs, and you want to get everybody locked in as well as they can. But yeah, I don't think that there's any limitations to how many times they can do it. It's just a matter of guys that are eligible to not pass through waivers, and you don't have to risk losing them.
Follow him on Twitter at David Dwork. And of course, remember, if you need a locksmith, LennyLocksmith.com, 855-869-5625, all throughout South Florida. They've got 10 locations. You get locked out of your home, car, LennyLocksmith.com. All right, we'll wrap it up with this. Give me a little scouting report. What do Panther fans expect tonight from the Flyers?
The Flyers have been a frustrating team, I'm sure, for their fans this season. A team that had a pretty exciting run last season, maybe some expectations this year, but they've struggled defensively. The Flyers have. They're a team that can score, maybe not that consistently this year. I would more expect, in terms of expectations for tonight, be looking at the Panthers. Mackenzie Weeder even said this morning that they've kind of in their heads that they know this is their only home game over the stretch of basically this month, because they just got back from a road trip. After tonight, this little quick one game, they're gone. I think their next 7 or 8 are on the road, and the trade deadline kind of falls in the middle of that. So they know that they want to put on a show for their fans tonight. I would expect the Panthers to come out like gangbusters, just kind of the way we saw them on that road trip. Andrew Burnett often talks about wanting to get off to good starts and maintain that. And this is a great opportunity for them, because they know that they're flying high right now. They're playing a Flyers team that's not that good. I'm pretty sure they played last night at home. It might be 2 nights ago. The nights kind of bleed together for me at times, though. But it's a very winnable team. And this is a Panthers team that, look, they roll over teams that struggle defensively. The Panthers are going to probably put 40, 50 shots on tonight. It would not surprise me at all. So I'm looking forward to a fun night. And then also, just to kind of keep in the back of your head, Flyers superstar Claude Giroux has been, discussed. I did hear from a couple of sources last weekend that the Panthers are giving him a very, very hard look in terms of possibly acquiring him at the trade deadline. So, Panther fans might just want to keep an eye on Giroux tonight.
All right. There you go. That's a little nugget heading into the Flyers and Panthers game tonight at FLA Live Arena. 7 p.m. is the face-off. David Dwork will be covering it, and you can catch him every week here on the program. David, thank you, my brother. Appreciate you immensely.
Always, my friend. We'll see you next week.
You got it. There you go. The great David Dwork, baby. Follow him on Twitter at David Dwork. Catch his work there at WPLG. And subscribe to his podcast, all right? Chirping the Cats Radio, all right? Support all the folks that do a great job here, man. There we go. David Dwork, baby.
This has been the Florida Panthers Lockdown segment, brought to you by A. Lenny Locksmith Services. Count on them 24 hours a day. Call 855-869-5625 or go to the website at alennylocksmith.com.
See DJ Gallagher on the chat board there. Thank you, DJ Gallagher. Again, very, very kind of you, my brother, to come by. That is very, very nice. That's such a cool gift, man. You all are so nice to us, man. Sean and I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. By the way, Shaq, I gotta side with Shaq on this one. And our society has this tendency that we want to find the next Michael Jordan right away, and then we want to say he's the next, he's the next, he's the next, and the next this and the next that, and we want to put the endless amount of pressure. No, this is the next Kobe, and no, this is the next Wade, and this is the next, whatever. And we do this all the time. We've barely watched the player, and now all of a sudden we're putting a label of greatness on them, or they haven't accomplished anything, but yet we want to put a label on them like they're already there. Well, it already started. In Philadelphia, they're already trying to say that Harden and Embiid are Shaq and Kobe. And I got to go with O'Neal on this. When he was asked on the podcast, he said, no, hell no. Not after 1 year. Me and Kobe had 8 years of damage together. No, not even close. Stop it. Listen. No, hell no, and F no. And this is the problem in our society. People don't even accomplish anything, and we want to give them the entitlement already. And it happens at the University of Miami for many years now. We've had a whole bunch of these recruits that come in, and they start carrying themselves like the swag of Michael Irvin or Brett Perriman or anybody else that you want to talk about, Russell Maryland and Sapp and Calais Campbell and all, and people that actually accomplished something in that uniform and won championships. And these kids for like the last 15 years have accomplished jack crap, and they act like they're the second coming. And they couldn't even sniff Michael Barrow's jock. And they couldn't even come close to Jimmy Jones, baby. I don't have to talk about Tolbert Bain and Selwyn Jones and all the other cats that have played through here that actually earned it. And they can carry themselves with that swag, and that happens now. And so Harden and Embiid haven't done anything. In fact, Harden has proven to be a choker more often than not throughout his entire career. He could never be ever compared to Kobe. Kobe will D you up at least, too, and steal the ball from your ass. Come on, man. And Embiid's gone through his, lazy phases and all that kind of stuff. And, Shaq could have been a better defender, could have been a better rebounder. I will say that. Could have probably worked on his free throw shooting, too. But he still dominated, man. And he was nasty. So this is where we get ridiculous in our society. Harden and Embiid just got together, and we're saying well, not we, but idiots out there. Oh, he's Shaq. They're Shaq and Kobe. No, they couldn't even come close. They couldn't even sniff their jock. They're nowhere in the neighborhood. Nothing. Remember how I ended yesterday when we were talking about all that, LeBron stuff? And you can say whatever you want about LeBron, and he's a great, great player. He'll be one of the greats of all time. He's still light years behind Michael Jordan and always will be. That guy had to learn how to have the killer instinct. Michael Jordan had it from college. It's the difference. His greatness was already right there from the get-go. He was a difference maker and a champion already from the get-go. That cannot be compared. All right, we thank the Brunetti family, Frank Fiore, Steve Calabro, all the great people out here at Hialeah Park, making it nice and easy for us. Sean Stanley, of course, mastering this program. We thank Joe Schad, Alan Poupard, Marcel Louis-Jacques, David Dwork, DJ Gallagher, thank you, sir, for coming by and giving us a beautiful gift of that Gallagher. That was very nice of you, DJ. Thank you, my friend. Appreciate all of you out there for tuning in as always and downloading the show whenever you can. We will see you tomorrow live from Craig Zinn's Acura Pembroke Pines. It'll be at 10 a.m., baby, on the OK Coin Studios. We'll move them over to Pembroke Pines. We'll do it same time, same place, same bat channel. Have a great one. Much love out there.
There's no need to drive around South Florida wasting valuable time looking for a new or certified pre-owned Acura. Go to the #1 volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States. Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. Purchase with pace and space in a dealership tailored to your needs. From home buying to providing that personal touch. Contact the 2020 Satisfaction Award winner Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. 888-776-5123. That's